Oh, what up, what up, what up? We're back streaming AC Milan. Gonna have some guys come in later. We'll see. We're gonna do a nice open forum today. We're gonna talk about all the Milan stuff that is happening. We got some official news. We have Giroud is pretty much on the verge of being official at this point. Mr. Skillard, what's up? How you doing, sir? We'll get you up on here in a second, Skillard, if you want. We are going to have an open line forum today. We are going to talk about Tonali. Tonali signed his contract, got a little bit of a reduction on his stipend, which well, whatever. Then we have Calabria signed his new contract today. And, that's good news. We're going to go on the Milan website and check that stuff out. A lot of good stuff has happened. Some decent stuff. There's some pretty negative stuff that is happening too that I'm not very happy about. But there's a lot of positive stuff that is happening that we can say, all right, things are starting to move. Things are starting to go in the right direction. Things are starting to manifest, right? We're starting to get an idea of what Milan might look like. It is good news. What's up, Big D? How you doing, sir? It is good news. Rico, ciao, come stai? What's up, Rico Ramin? How you doing? It is good news that Sandro Tonali now is officially an AC Milan player. That is good news. It is good news. Mustafa, how you doing, sir? It is good news that Calabria has extended his contract. Giroud coming to Milan is decent news. I don't want to say it's a great news because it's not that we're getting who knows who. I mean, we're getting a player that is like a backup. He's going to do what Mandzukic was supposed to do. That will be his role. Renewal-wise, Kessie is crucial. Luckily, they got the others out of the way. Yeah, then we got the issues with Kessie. Kessie is obviously going to take his time. It does look like that Kessie is asked for, what, 6 million? Now, there are reports that the agent and Maldini had a little of a fight. They went up against each other. And there was also reports coming out that Maldini wasn't happy with that. He wasn't happy that it went public. So there's a little bit of friction between those two sides. The Ivory Coast coach came out. I saw one of the AC Milan YouTube channels here said that Kessie is the engine of the Ferrari, right? AC Milan being the Ferrari, Kessie is the engine. I think he's kind of right about that. But I think Kessie is good. I think we got Kessie. If they're going to give him the 6 million plus bonuses, I mean, what the hell does he want? And I think I'm pretty positive that the Kessie thing is going to be resolved before the end of next season, because it has become a trend right now to see these players that are going to run out their contracts and then get offers at the end of the contract from other clubs where they can get really big contracts. Mbappé seems to be doing that with Paris Saint-Germain. I'm sure there are a few more players that are going to be doing that. But we can't afford to do that with Kessie, because if we lose Kessie, then guys, I mean, what the hell was all of this for? So they have to keep Kessie. We have teams out there in Europe that are fucking spending millions and millions of dollars on players that are at the end of their career, like Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos at PSG, guys. I mean, the guy is getting a super contract. He's probably going to be injured most of the season. You can argue that maybe Ligue 1 is a little bit simpler than the Spanish league, but we'll see what happens there. Rico, man, which jersey do you have in your background? Which year and there's name print? Yes, the name behind it is Gennaro Gattuso. This shirt was a shirt that I used to wear in college when I'd go. When I was in college, I would play football every day. At the park, I'd go with all the college friends. There was this park. This was in Boston. There was this park in Boston. Every day we would meet at around 4 o'clock, and we would play for 2-3 hours. And it was a music school, and it was full of international students. You had Brazilians, Germans, Argentinians, Africans from all over Africa, Asians from all over Asia, America, everybody. It was super international, so everybody loved soccer, and we played soccer every day. And I was always used to wear my Gattuso shirt. This is when, and they used to call me Gattuso. That was my name, Gattuso. They used to call me Gattuso. But I'm more of a striker. I'm more of a goal scorer. But I'm really hard. You know, I never give up. I play with everything I got. So. And that time Gattuso was my idol, because this was 2000. This is when Milan won their first Champions League in 2003, and then 2004, 2005. This was during that period in which Gattuso and Pirlo were dominating that midfield. So that is a Gattuso shirt. No sponsor here. I bought this probably for what, $10 in some market in somewhere in Italy. Just the way I like it. Yes, this shirt has a lot of sentimental value for me. This shirt was there when we won all those Champions Leagues. This shirt was part of my college experience. This shirt will be with me forever. That's why I have this shirt here. Just a reminder of all the good times. I thought qualifying for UCL would solve all renewal problems, but sometimes I feel like we're having Europa level problems. It kind of does feel like that, Skiller. You got to admit, it kind of really does feel like that. Hey, Roy, is there a big RossonARI fan base in Boston? Well, I don't live in Boston anymore. At the time, there was... Well, not really, to be honest with you, no. You did have Little Italy in Boston. So you had a lot of, expats or just second, third generation Italians that live there. But most of those people are from the south of Italy, I think. And most of them are for Napoli, those southern teams. But, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't remember. Milan fans, I don't come across many Milan fans. Actually, just a few. I don't come across many Milan fans. Anyway, so what we were saying, Kessie. Yeah, the thing about Kessie, man, it's one of those things where we're going to have to wait on the edge of our seats. Kessie right now is going to the Olympics with the Ivory Coast, so we're probably not going to hear we're not going to get any renewals, anything like that, up until the Olympics are over. So we kind of just have to wait on the edge of our seats for now until we get any confirmation about Kessie. But today we had some good news today, actually. I mean, today we can rejoice a little bit, but there's also some bad news, and there's some news that I want to talk about. And I just don't like Milan's policy of youngsters. I just don't like it. Like, actually, it really pisses me off. To be honest with you, it really pisses me off. I don't like how Milan doesn't have a tradition of creating youngsters, putting them in the first team, and then creating champions in your own home. I don't like how Milan doesn't do that. And that's how Milan started. That's the thing. Like, the Berlusconi era started that way. The Berlusconi era started with ingrown talent. And they just moved away from that philosophy. I mean, that was the philosophy of football. up until the 80s, 70s, 60s, that was the thought. You grow your own players in your own backyard. And in Italy in general, you just don't have this mentality. You don't have this philosophy. And I'll be honest with you guys. I literally hate it. I literally hate it. And after seeing, Donnarumma, I know Donnarumma, there's a lot of talk. Okay, Donnarumma, it's his fault, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But after seeing Donnarumma, Pessina, Locatelli, Cristante, all these players that are doing so well, and now we just sold Ulcer, even though there's a buyback clause, but Ulcer is going to Brescia, and I do like the fact there's a buyback clause. I do like that. I think they're kind of like trying to cover up for the mistakes they've done in the past. But with the whole Tonali thing, we had to give up one of our youngsters, and I don't like that. I honestly do not like that. If there's something I would like to criticize about Milan, it's that. That's it. Everything else right now, Milan is doing great. But when it comes to the tradition of creating your youngsters in your backyard, man, look at Bayern, look at Barcelona, guys. Barcelona created one of the, and look at the parallels. Look at the parallels. Actually, look at these three parallels. Look at these three parallels. There are three parallels that we can look at: Ajax, Milan, Barcelona. Ajax, at a certain point in history, was known to be one of the greatest teams of football history, club-wise. Milan, at a certain point, was known to be one of the greatest football teams in the history, club-wise. Barcelona, at a certain point, was known to be one of the greatest teams in the history and club-wise. All three of these teams have one thing in common: homegrown talent. When I say Milan, I'm talking Sacchi's Milan. Sacchi's Milan was full of Italians that came from the Cantera. When we talk about Barcelona, we talk about all the Spanish players that came from the Cantera, including Messi. When we talk about Ajax, we talk about, this is the 70s, it was all Dutch players that came from the Cantera, from their academy. It's like the formula is there right in front of you. The formula is right in front of you. If this formula continues to repeat itself, then why don't you just go for it? Just go for it. So, yeah, Rico Romain, Pobega too. Now Atalanta seems to be interested in Pobega. I mean, if Atalanta wants Pobega, that means this player is good, right? Atalanta is not going to go look for players that aren't good. So this is one thing that has kind of been bothering me a lot about Milan, about Italian football in general, about Milan. It's the only negative thing I have to say, really. But everything else, I'm pretty happy. Very happy about Tomori. Happy about Tomori. That was excellent piece of business with Tomori. Very happy about Tonali. Excellent. And by the way, Tonali had a contract of $2 million prior to being officially signed as an AC Milan player. Now, I mean, $2 million is a lot. $2 million is a lot. Hey, Anwar, what's up, my man? Hi, Roy Vo. Out of the 13 Ballon d'Ors, Milan had only one is Italian. The good ratio is keep. No, okay, I'm not talking about the superstars. I'm talking about the core. I'm not talking about the superstars. I'm talking about the core. The superstars, I mean, okay, I mean, Milan did create superstars. Maldini is maybe considered one of the best defenders that the world has ever seen. Where did he learn his football? When he was a kid at the academy in AC Milan. Baresi, known as one of the greatest defenders in the history of football. Where did he learn his trade? He learned it he learned it there. He learned it at Milan. So, yes and no. Cruyff, right? Cruyff, where did he learn his football? He learned it at Ajax. Where did Messi learn his football? So, the Ballon d'Or winners, yeah, like, okay, Those usually go to strikers most of the time. Gullit, Van Basten, Kaká. Those are the three players. Oh, George Weah. Okay, but those four players that Gianni Rivera also won the Ballon d'Or at AC Milan. That was in the 60s. Those are now. I don't know if Gianni Rivera came from the Cantera, AC Milan Cantera. Maybe he did. I'm not sure. But Gianni Rivera, Gullit, Van Basten, Weah, Kaká, all players that won the Ballon d'Or with Milan. I think Gullit won it with Milan. I could be wrong about that. Baggio won the Ballon d'Or in '94, I think. So he didn't win it at Milan. Ronaldinho didn't win it at Milan. And who else didn't win it? And Jean-Pierre Papin, he didn't win it at Milan. True, but also we got Kaká and Sheva very young. Oh, Sheva won the Ballon d'Or at AC Milan, right? Didn't he win it with AC Milan? Man, we have a lot of Ballon d'Ors, guys. We had Gianni Rivera, Kaká, Shevchenko. Did Shevchenko win the Ballon d'Or? Yeah, Shevchenko, Gullit, Van Basten, George Weah, Gianni Rivera, Gullit, Van Basten, Shevchenko, Kaká. Man, that's good. You know what? That's good. Hey, props to AC Milan. I find it funny how passionate fans yourself find Milan deficiency and they don't. I've said it before. Fans should be more involved in some capacity. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. Krunic is definitely the next Ballon d'Or player. Krunic definitely is the next Ballon d'Or. Actually, Krunic was at Milan. By the way, guys, Milanello is open. All the players are back at training. I saw some videos. Here, let's look at some pictures. What's up, Isbor? Man, I haven't seen Isbor in a minute. Hello, Roy. Miss my tear stream. Was not keeping well and still recovering right now. I mean, it's good to see you again. Hey, Isbor, how you doing? Guys, I'm going to put up the forum line up in a minute, and we're going to open the lines. We're going to talk about everything. So be ready. I think Anwar is going to join us. Oh, Lucas. I saw Lucas here. Asked, where is the owner of this channel? I believe the owner of this channel might join us. He did say he is going to join us. Let's see if he does. The owner of this channel, hey, the CEOs are always busy, guys. The CEOs are always busy. Hey, Roy, did Ari give up on this? No, he did not give up on this. Let me put up the link. Let me put up the link, Anwar, and let's get that going. Hold on. Copy. Bada beam, bada boom. Bam. Yes, no, Ari did not give up on the channel. Ari is Ari is a CEO, guys. CEOs are, you remember Berlusconi? Ari is the Berlusconi of RossonARI TV. He's going on helicopters from building to building, business meetings, and he's a busy guy. He's a busy guy, you know. So we got to take care of this channel. But let me just say this: starting next week, I think the channel is going to start going back up as far as content and all that stuff. Right now, everybody's kind of busy, to be honest with you. Everybody's kind of busy. But starting next week, I'm going to be a little bit more available. But then, obviously, during the season, we're going to, you know, keep on doing what we do. The reviews and the live streams, the watch-alongs, you know, everything is going to go back up 100% at full capacity. All right, so let's look at some of this official stuff here. All right. Okay, so official statement, Giacomo Alzer. So this is a youngster that in a few years we're going to see in the national team, and we're going to be crying, why the fuck isn't he playing on AC Milan? All right, so this guy now announced Giacomo Alzer will join Brescia Calcio on a permanent transfer. The deal will include the option to AC Milan to re-sign the player permanently, buyback clause. Let's see how he does. Hopefully he does well, and hopefully he gains experience. Now, I think this is a good idea. The buyback clauses are a good idea. It's big club. It's a big club kind of thing to do. It is a good idea. So let's see how this goes. The club wishes Giacomo all the best for the rest of his professional career. Wow, that looks like a bye forever. But let's see if he does really well with Brescia, and maybe Milan, maybe he can come back. Maybe it's a good experience for him to gain some experience. We definitely missed out on Pessina. Pessina should be an AC Milan player. And Cristante also. We are fucking going to the moon to look for players when Cristante could have easily kept on being an AC Milan player. Locatelli could have kept on. Whatever. This is just whatever. Let's just move on from that. All right. So more official news. Calabria, this is my second skin. No, this should be your first skin, not your second skin, sir. All right. Official statement, guys. We do like official statements. When the official statements come out, we are very happy about that. That's a really cool design. Look at that. Really cool. AC Milan is ready to announce a contract extension with Davide Calabria until June 30th, 2025, and which I read that will be 18 years of him being in an AC Milan shirt. 18 years. That is a lot, right? That is a lot. Hello from Trinidad. What's up, my friend? Will Isco come? I hope so. I hope so. Out of all the names that I've seen circulate around, Isco is the player that excites me the most. That is a player that is a Milan player, a player that is creative, a player that can create. I remember Isco under 21 against Italy, final under 21. Spain won 4-2 that game. It was a tough pill to swallow because obviously I was supporting Italy, but Isco dominated, man, dominated. He killed it. Isco 4 times a Champions League winner. He's not third. I think he's 29. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isco still has 4 years in the bag, maybe even more. Physically, they say he has some issues, whatnot. But Real Madrid doesn't need Isco. They have Modric, they have Casemiro, they have the other guy, Cruz. So that midfield is packed, I mean, Modric still has. We saw Modric at the Euros. He's still better than everybody else. So Isco would be perfect. And also, if I read correctly, his wages aren't even that extreme. They're not that extreme. So I really hope Isco comes to fruition. James Rodriguez is another one that maybe. I think Jorge Mendes right now, he just officialized the thing with Mourinho in Roma. So now the talks is that Jorge Mendes is going to come to Milan to talk about Rafael Leao, and he's going to come to Milan and talk about Rafael Leao. Oh, hold on. We have a guest here. Let me add to the stream. Mr. Skillard, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How's it going? I love the shirt. Right. Is that last year's shirt?
Yeah, last season.
Who's behind it?
No name. I didn't have time to put Clooney's name on behind.
Hey man, you. It's a love-hate relationship you have with Clooney, Chad.
I don't know. Once the Ballon d'Or's in the pocket, I don't mind putting his name on all the jerseys.
Or is it just hate?
Right now, it's just pure hate.
It's just pure hate. Yeah. So James and Isco, these are 2 players, Skillard, that might be joining Milan. Maybe I was just saying a second ago. So Jorge Mendes, the agent. He was at Roma. He did the whole thing in Mourinho. Now he's going up to AC Milan. He's going to talk about Rafael Leao, which honestly, guys, I like to always look at people and look at their faces, look at their expressions, and I like to read into it. And the images I saw of Rafael Leao, he doesn't look very happy. I wonder what's going on. But also, another thing that he is doing is going to be talking about James Rodriguez. What do you think? Do you think James Rodriguez or Isco can be good replacements for Çalhanoğlu? I would say Isco. He's bored.
It depends if it's a direct replacement or you're talking about an upgrade. All fans, they want an upgrade. So would you say that James Rodriguez, Isco, they're better than Hakan? Yes, if you give them all the set pieces, all the free kicks, corners, everything, then you could say that they have more opportunity to shine and become better than Hakan. But then again, you also have to wonder isn't the number 10 so critical that we would need a real world-class players? The way that I see James Rodriguez or even Isco at this stage of career, it seems that we are looking at you could say the top, not the top, the second tier of number 10s. If I would say one that is close to like a top tier, I'm not saying that based on his current performance, he's real world-class, but Marcel Sabitzer does seem to have the world-class number 10 in him at his stage of the career. Everyone else seems a bit
wait. Are you saying Isco is not world-class?
In my opinion, I say he used to be, but at his current point of his career, can you really say that he's...
I will have to 100, 200, 400, 600, 700 million% disagree with you on that. No, Isco, class doesn't go away. Class stays. Yes, Isco is world class, 100%. Why would you say he's not world class? I mean, obviously at Real Madrid, he's been trapped, right? Because you have the system they play. It doesn't suit him, right? Unless you put him as a segunda punta, that's a second striker. But the system. So at Real Madrid, Real Madrid is so stacked that they have so many world class players that he's kind of left behind. Does Milan have that many world-class players that a player like Isco would be left behind? A player like Isco in Milan would be beautiful.
Roy, you have just because, like you said, Real Madrid is full of world-class players, and I don't want to be sucked into this dream of saying that anyone from Real Madrid is world-class. So that's why I'm taking the Real Madrid component out of it. And also with the same argument, you would also have to say that then Coutinho is still world-class. And I know a lot of fans would say that he's not anymore.
The way I see it, if you are world class, you stay world class. You don't stop being world class. The only thing that can stop you from being a perform in a world class fashion is what Lucas says here, is the fitness. You put Isco, you get him to be fit. You put him in a situation in which there's faith in him, where they love the guy, where they give him responsibility, because soccer players love responsibility. They love responsibility. When you're a soccer player and you're given the responsibility to be a key player, that is it. That is all the players need, and then they will perform. Some players do it at exceptional levels. Some players kind of mess it up, like Balotelli. Balotelli is a good example of someone that messes it up. There are other examples. Cassano is another example of a player that messes it up. But Isco is a professional. He doesn't have that mindset. The only problem with Isco is, the fitness that I've been hearing. But you give Isco responsibility. You give him that key role, the guy is going to destroy. He's going to destroy.
Yeah, this definitely is an option. It's a good option, but if you say, okay, let me put it another way. Would Isco win the Ballon d'Or next season? I don't think so. Maybe I need to rephrase my statement a bit, is that we will need the real star, like a Ballon d'Or number 10.
We need a Ballon d'Or number 10. And you think Sabitzer is that player?
No, at his current performance, no, he's not. But I do see the potential in him because he's got the age going for him. I mean, he's younger than the others, and also in terms of the responsibility of leadership, which I think is equally crucial. It's important as well, because the number 10, he's commanding the play up front. So you would have to tell the players, okay, I'm going to pass it this way, I'm going to play it this way, and everyone's got to link up. If not, you're going to have the sort of tiff that Hakan had with Zlatan, and Zlatan telling him, it's like, I don't understand what the fuck you're doing.
No, with Isco, it's not going to be like that because Isco talks the Spanish. I mean, you guys saw Spain against England, right? Spain against Italy, right? Like, that is what Spain always looks like. These players know possession football. Milan is a possession football team. So Isco, the way he's been trained to play soccer all his life, or football, if some people are angry if I say soccer, the way he's been trained to play football all his life is the perfect fit for how we want to play football, that possession football, fluid, left, right. And also, Isco is the kind of player that can find those through balls. Now, listen, yes, he's been out of the game for, a few years now. Real Madrid, that midfield has been taken over by those three players. He comes in and out. I don't know, maybe there's a motivation thing. You give this guy motivation, he'll perform. My opinion. Then obviously I can be wrong, I can be right. Most of the time I'm right. But so you're not very excited about Isco, huh?
I'm all right with it. As at this particular point, my priority, if I had to say that, if I had any say in run a team, get the players in early. Even if you want to get like a real good number 10 or whoever it is that you want, a key point of it is to get them in early, because if they're from another team and they've been playing in another team like Isco has been with Real Madrid, they got to see how things work in AC Milan. You can't just, because he's any good, throw him in and expect like five goals the next 3 games or something like that.
Okay, all right. I respect your opinion on that. We'll see what happens. I'm going to say right now, if Isco does come, I'll be very happy if he does come. What about James Rodriguez? So James, before we get into James Rodriguez, and then I want to answer to some more of these questions. Before we get into James Rodriguez, now my personal opinion of James Rodriguez is this, and also about Isco. They can do what Çalhanoğlu does. All right, Çalhanoğlu is a hybrid player. And Pioli set up his formation where you have this hybrid player that can also defend like a regular midfielder. But I mean, and when I say defend, I mean win balls, contain, go run box to box. The classical attacking midfielder does not do. The classical attacking midfielder is not a player that is known for how well he defends or how well he contains. The classical attacking midfielder is a player known for his through balls, his creativity. He's the assist man, like let's say Cassano, right? Or maybe Ronaldinho. Those are like the number 10s, even though Ronaldinho always started from the left. Well, Roberto Baggio, these kind of players that can play as a cam and as a second striker. Now, both Isco and James Rodriguez, that's what they do. Isco a little bit more than James Rodriguez. He's more of a containment player because in Spain, they train you to do that. Because in Spanish football, you have to be able to keep the ball, but you also have to be able to win that ball right away. That's the Spanish way of playing football. So when it comes to James Rodriguez, we're not going to get that. He is more the kind of player that is more geared towards the offense. But what are your opinions on James Rodriguez?
What I do see the value, and I think it's very important, is that he's coming in from the right a lot. I watched quite a few Everton games last season where he was playing. He was coming in from the right. This is very important because a lot of the teams are probably going to have to take a look at the Milan's performance over the last season and seeing that we're predominantly from the left. So throwing in that mix to say that, okay, now there's also an attacking threat from the right. This will definitely help to really move things around and open up the play. Because one thing that really has to change is that we can't be predictable anymore. I mean, I saw some of the games whereby, when we played against Spezia and all that, I think we will figure it out on some level to say that, okay, someone's coming in from the left. It's either going to be Theo, it's either going to be this person. Just cut him off, move towards the counter-attack, and we've got Milan in a vulnerable position.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to be predictable or not predictable. I don't know. We'll see. But just the quality, we're talking about his quality. So you wouldn't be happy with James Rodriguez either? You're like, both these two players, you don't think they're good enough?
I do think they're good enough, but for where we want to be, because I know that a lot of people, they want to say, okay, we're in the Champions League, we need to make the semis or something like that. At this particular point is that we've only been back like one season in the Champions League. We probably need a run of 2 or 3 more times in the Champions League to really draw world top class talent into our club without having to go all through this nonsense of players in their mid or late 30s. So if it's just to get us across to that level, I'm all right with it, to be honest. But then again, there are opportunities. I mean, the fact that Marcel Sabitzer, if the news is anything to believe in, if he's available for just under 20 million, I mean, this is opportunity right there. Why aren't we going for it? Why do we have to settle for James Rodriguez? Why do we have to settle for Isco? Knowing that there is maybe that off chance, not say even an off chance, maybe a significant chance that they will not perform. Because guys, if we do not make the Champions League the next coming season, think about the mess that we're in. We will be back into maybe another round of Bante era. It's that close towards the end. I mean, we're over the line, but let's not go backwards.
Yeah. Okay. So honestly, I don't know what the transfer market is going to bring in a few weeks. I do think that whatever Milan does, they're going to put together a competitive team. Now, as far as Marcel Sabitzer, I saw the Austria games. I know that's international football. He's not surrounded by the greatest players. Yeah, he's a valid player. There are a lot of valid players out there. Would I be excited if he comes to Milan? Not really. For me, I like these names, Rodriguez and Isco. But anyway, let me read some more of these comments. There are some interesting questions here. Do you agree with me that Italy will knock England out on Sunday? Do you agree with me that Italy will not? I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's a tough one because you got to say I don't have a prediction. I can say this: the most difficult match that Italy had to play so far was obviously against Spain, because Spain was freaking amazing. I mean, if they had like a finisher, like a really good finisher, it could have ended much worse. The way they hold the ball is really something it's a joy to watch. A lot of respect for Spain. So England does not do that. England does not hold the ball like Spain does. England is not going to be able to hold the ball. As far as the midfield, Italy technically and tactically has a better midfield, but the English, what they're known for is their intensity, their physicality, their direct play, and then they have players that are very decisive players, individualistic players, very decisive, like Sterling, Kane, and a lot of players that are on the bench. Actually, it's going to be a difficult game because we're at Wembley, and Italy is usually traditionally a team that suffers a little bit in the first 30 minutes. If Italy can keep England at bay for the first 30 minutes, 25 minutes, and then once Italy gets into gear, I think Italy will have a good chance to go all the way. But I'm not going to have any predictions. I honestly don't know. I'm looking forward to a really great game. What do you think?
Well, for me, the defending is what I would say would be England's weakness. I mean, their attack, especially the wingers, in terms of Sterling and maybe Foden if he starts from the right, even if Grealish starts, that's where I do see the threat coming from. But one thing that I hope that they don't repeat from the Spain match, I thought they tried to take it to them too quickly. If they had built it up a little bit and really got their players around, I thought they would have a much better game. And I think in the England game, it should be about the same, whereby don't keep the possession and try to build it up a little bit. Don't try to through ball it too quick and lose it. And I saw quite a bit during the game with Spain. They were doing a lot of those long balls, which I really didn't understand why we needed to do it.
Yes. Anwar, what's up, my friend? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Guys, we have Anwar, we have Skillard. I think Ari said he's going to make an appearance too. This is going to be a really good live today. Anwar, how's everything? All good?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. We're talking a little bit about the Italy-England perspective. Let's see what happens there. Let
I
me
gotta
get
answer this guy who said, Anwar, please don't join. I shut him up last time, remember? Like with the DS statistics.
You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know who you're referring to, but I bet it's Lucas. Let me check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is,
there
it
it
is.
is. Man, Lucas is like a professional troll, right?
But
We love Lucas
I
here.
want him to really look at the what he said last time, because he referred to Diaz as a world class player and that he used to be a great talent for Real Madrid and City. The guy only started like a bunch of 15 games throughout his 2 seasons, and then he came to Milan. He played more than 25 or 30 games.
Sorry,
So
who's this?
Brahim Diaz.
Oh, Brahim Diaz.
And I think next season is gonna be great for him, because with the time he had this year, I think next year he's gonna be even better. Um, I'm thinking that maybe the role, that's why they're going for Isco or James, because they don't want to invest too much in that position. Having
Okay, you
Diaz,
see, this is a great analysis. I think that analysis makes a lot of sense.
yeah, I
But
mean they
Diaz,
saw a lot of great things from Diaz at the end of
but
last season.
but Diaz is not official though.
No. I mean, yes, he is. He is. I think it's a done deal. Diaz is coming to Milan for sure. Just maybe the details of the transfer need to be worked out, but altogether, he's coming to Milan.
I think so. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Real Madrid wants they want to put a buyback clause, which is inspiring AC Milan to do the same thing with their players.
Only for 1 year, actually. So depends if Real Madrid want to invest the season after, and it depends if how they end up this next season. Like they're not in great shape financially, so
Yeah.
either they go for Mbappe or they go for Diaz and another player, or they go big for two big names. Or it depends on their strategy. But I think with Ancelotti, they want to give him a start team to go again for the UCL.
Okay, yeah. I did not think about that, Anwar. I like that analysis. So yeah, we do have, guys, we have another guest here. What is up, Saif? I haven't seen Saif in a while. How you doing, my friend? What's going on?
I'm
Salam,
good, man.
Saif.
How are you? Alaikum salam. I've been quite busy with life recently, but I finished with my stuff. Now I'm good.
That is quite good. Good to be busy, man. It's good to be busy. Guys, let me just go to this comment right here because I really want to answer it, and let's talk about this a little bit. So, Loris B says, "What is your opinion about the penalty given against Denmark?" So, let me just say my two thoughts on this. First of all, I think that I don't like how Italy, the Italian newspapers are kind of saying that this could be like a rigged kind of way, that England could rig the match and they're getting favors from the referees. I don't think that way. I think England deserved to win that game. England was a better team. And if that was a penalty, I mean, we have seen less given, right? Remember the penalty that was given to Lazio against Kalulu? You guys remember that? I mean, if that penalty was given, so why not this one?
Right. If you're gonna speak about penalties in Italy, that's a different story. But now, like for the Euros, you expect maybe the quality to be a little higher. I think that's a made-up call because he didn't give them the penalty against Kane, and I think that was a foul against Kane, and he just told him to stand up, no VAR. And again, that was a little touch on Sterling, the ball present on the field, so many mistakes. If you want to look at it like from both perspectives, he made calls against Denmark for Denmark. He made calls against England and for England. The ref was not up to the game, and I think throughout the game I saw England dominating. Like they missed the goal so many times. So I think, yeah, Denmark for sure did not deserve to go out like that. But throughout the game, I think that in general, England deserved to go through. I don't know.
Yes,
that's my feeling about it.
I don't want the subject to leave a penalty. Like, I think England deserved to go through. What do you guys think, Skillard and Saif?
Yeah, go ahead, Osman.
Okay. So for the case is that everyone knows you're bound to have shit refs at some games. We've had our share of shit refs. It's not beyond imagination that even on the international stage there will be shit refs. In my opinion, it wasn't a penalty. And I even saw this one stupid comment where someone was saying, if it's an attempted foul, it should also be given as a free kick or a penalty. I'm like, what the hell is an attempted foul?
This guy probably does not watch football.
Yeah. There's even some crazy comments. But then again, I'm looking at it in the greater context. Fuck England. Let's play them in the final and slap them. Yeah, slap them fair and square. They can get as many penalties as they want. They can dive as much as they want. It's going to be clean goals from Italy, and it's really going to show them who's champion.
Hey guys, listen. As Italian fans, we got our fair share of criticism, especially when in Australia against Australia in 2006 when Grosso got fouled in the area. A lot of people were saying that was a shit call, rigged, or favors. So we have been on that end of the spectrum, and then we came out successful out of it. So that's what that's why I don't want to really focus too much on that. On this banter about the penalty. What about you, Saif? What do you think?
Actually, it was quite disappointing because I think throughout the Euros, the refereeing was kind of okay. There were not many controversial decisions, but to give that penalty really that soft in a semi-final, when a team like Denmark worked so hard for it, listen, I'm like, I love Milan, but I'm not Italian. I don't have a leniency towards any national team but mine. But seeing a team like Denmark go out like that, even though England played a better match, they had more chances, they were more solid. But still, you can't really give a penalty. He didn't even go to the video, to the computer, I don't know, to see it, which was really disappointing. So, yeah, I was sad for Denmark, but hey, they made a very good tournament.
Yeah, some people are putting out the conspiracy that because of all of this is controlled, a final between Italy and England is obviously better for business, etc. So some people are putting that out there, conspiracy theories. But honestly, I think we said it from the beginning that England could have won this Euro. A lot of us said that England this time has a really good team. England, to me, deserves to be where they are. Italy deserves to be where they are. We're going to have a super clash on Sunday, and may the best team win. May the best team win.
And to be fair, I think at the same time, it's the fair result because, as I said, England was more dangerous and there was a foul on Kane, which, was not given. So it was a mixed result. But for me, as a neutral, to be honest, I would much rather to see Italy versus England in the final than Italy versus Denmark, because this is going to be a crazy game. Both teams are equally strong defensively. They have many attacking options. But I think Italy's midfield is going to be the game changer, though, because
I think so too.
It's complete, man. Seriously.
I don't think so, guys.
Come on, man.
It looks so bad against Spain. I mean, Busquets close to retirement, Koke close to retirement, Pedri is 18, and they outplayed them throughout the 120 minutes. Barella looked so lost in that game. It's not only him. For me, it's mainly the tactics from Mancini. I think that midfield needs Locatelli because he brings more physicality. He stays between the defensive and midfield line. He can mark. Like when he got into the field, he didn't add much to the offensive play, but defensively, he'd either mark Busquets or Pedri, and that would stop them from going through the middle. You need that kind of player to be on the field. They were dying for Locatelli throughout the game, and for me, the subs that I saw from Mancini, I think he got very lucky. Toloi was gonna end up with a red card in the first half of prolongation, and that looks really bad. Like you're actually not looking at I mean, Lucas is just saying shit because we can bring up the stats right now. We can bring up the stats
No,
right now.
hey, no. Anwar, I respect your opinion. Go ahead. Don't worry.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
go.
Like, because I saw the game, I don't think he plays football, to be honest. Because if he played football, he would realize that, or any kind of sports. And if you're athletic enough, you can see the difference. The team that played against Spain and that midfield could not hold the ball for more than 10 seconds. We can go throughout the 90 minutes
Yeah,
and look at it
but
again.
okay. Let me. Okay, you go first. I want to push back on Anwar because I don't agree with Anwar, so I'm going to push back. So if you go first.
Bro, there's something called context. Like, your opinion is valid, but there has to be context. Like Spain's midfield, the coaches Enrique, they're known for possession, controlling the game throughout. That 18-year-old Pedri is the next star of Barcelona. He's crazy good. He's a generational talent. So you'd expect
say,
of him to
if
take
you have
control of the game.
Verratti, if you have no. If you have Verratti, who actually won a lot of things with the PSG, he's already considered a world-class midfielder. If you have Jorginho, who's also considered a world-class midfielder. If you have Barella, who's probably the biggest next thing in Italy, you should dominate that midfield. You're playing against a 36 years old Busquets, who's already done. The guy played 120 minutes and could still run on the pitch. Barella looked so buffed at the end of the game. I don't want to see that kind of mistakes again in the final, because I think if you do that against England, you're going to concede a lot of goals. Spain had so many chances to score, and they went all of them through the midfield.
Okay, let me push back on you. Let me push back because I completely disagree with your analysis of the game. First of all, Spain will always dominate possession against no matter who. It can be against Brazil.
That's not
against...
true, Roy, because if you look at the games against Croatia and the group stage, actually Spain did not dominate those games. Against Sweden, I think they draw, and they were about to lose.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. Possession-wise, in the midfield, Spain will always dominate the possession, right? I'm sure if we go back to those games that you mentioned and you look at the stats, the possession is going to be in Spain's favor.
But that's not similar to Italy, because you find a 60% or 55%. Italy, they dominated the midfield. They had no chance.
Now, the thing about Italy is that Italy is a team that in its DNA, in its culture, is a team that does not need to hold the ball in order to win. They know how to win even just by having 20% of ball possession. This is why Italy has been a team that everybody has always hated. As all my life, everybody's always hated Italy because they scored the one goal and then they defend. But Spain, they prepared the game really well. I knew they were going to dominate the possession. Most people knew they were going to dominate possession. I was not expecting Italy to dominate possession against Spain. But if you look at the highlights, go look at the highlights of the game. And this is the same in 2008, same in 1994, same in 2016. You look at it's always possession always goes to Spain. If you look at the game, the possession, you think Spain is dominating the game. You think, oh my God, Spain. But hold on. If you look at the highlights, 75% of those highlights is for Italy trying to score goals.
That's not true, Roy.
Yeah, look at the highlights. Look at the highlights.
Yeah,
75.
we can look at the highlights. All I'm saying, they had the chances. Maybe they didn't have the shots on target because they were playing Morata and Moreno in the front. But if you have Sancho and Kane and Sterling at the front, that's a different story. You have shots on target. You're gonna end up with goals. And for me, I don't know. I don't think that this Spain is that strong. I think this is a very young generation. This is not Xavi or Iniesta or playing that Barca kind of style. This is a totally different team. And for me to dominate the probably the best team in this Euro that way, for me it looked really bad. Even the goal from Chiesa was from a long ball from Bonucci, scrap away.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. It was
the goal. Hold up. No. The goal from.
It was a long ball.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Okay.
You're wrong. The goal from Chiesa was a pass from Donnarumma to Verratti, Verratti to Insigne, Insigne to Immobile, then Immobile scrapped there.
It was not a build-up play. That's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't a long ball from Bonucci either. It was a build-up play. It was a counterattack. It was a classic counterattack. It was the classic Italian counterattack. And it ended up in the classic way Italy has won against these teams.
But how many times they had like, for me, this Italy is not the Italy of 2002. This is not the Catenaccio. I didn't see the Catenaccio in this Italy. So that's why I'm saying this. It looked weak for me. And I'm comparing that to all the games that I saw Italy playing. And
to me, it didn't look weak. It didn't look. To me, it looked like Italy was in the game the whole time. Actually, I do admit that I was expecting to have a little bit more of the ball. I didn't expect Spain to be that good in possession. But hey, I remember 1994.
Would you have this opinion if Italy actually lost to the penalties? What would people be saying?
Then that Spain deserved to win the game.
Yeah, because they actually dominated the game.
But I think Italy deserved to win the game too.
I don't think so. I think that Spain played really well for their I don't know, for the abilities they have. They're bringing players from Valencia, from Villarreal, from maybe Busquets, who's very experienced, and Koke. But the rest of the team is new. This is their first major tournament. Again, for Italy, it is a young squad, but they have a lot of experience in playing calcio and playing in Europe. So,
yes, look. I remember 1994. Italy beat Spain in the U.S. Spain had the ball all the time, and Italy won that game. Then I remember seeing Italy against Spain in 2008. Spain had the ball most of the time, but Italy had all the best chances. Spain won in penalties. I remember seeing Spain against Italy in 2016. Spain had the ball most of the time. Italy had most of the chances. Italy won that game because they got their chances in. I remember watching the game here. Spain had most of the ball. Italy wins the game. So this is a theme that I've been seeing for almost 30 years. To me, this wasn't a surprise. Italy against Spain, this is how it looks. For some reason, Italy always beats Germany, even though Germany has a much better record than.
Okay, I want to see Italy win, but I'm gonna say this: if they play that same midfield against England, I think it's gonna end up the same way against Spain. I think they're gonna be dominated in that midfield. I think they need Locatelli in that midfield.
I don't think they're gonna get dominated. I don't think so. The English don't have that philosophy of possession football.
Did you watch the game against Denmark? They actually played 90% of the time in the other midfield of Denmark.
Yeah, but it would have been the same. Any big team would have done that against Denmark.
Denmark is not strong. No, Denmark is not that weak. That's the thing. People think that, yeah, everyone can do that against Denmark. That's not true. They got to the semifinals for a reason. Because they're strong. They have a very strong...
No. They play great football, and England is a great team. Guys, remember, the English come from the best league in the world. Right now, they had 3 teams. The English had 3 teams in the European finals. Manchester United in the Europa League, Chelsea in the Champions League, Man City in the Champions League. England is a really good team. It's a really good team.
Would you agree with the fact that Italy got lucky through the Spain game?
No, I don't think it was luck.
Roy, I just want to reply to that comment that you made about English having 3 teams in the Champions League. Yes, they did, but they keep
Europa League and then 3 finals, 2 finals.
I'm not comparing England to. For sure, throughout history, Italy is for sure better than England. But all I'm saying is he needs to adjust. I don't like the fact that Mancini has only one game plan. He will sub player by position and not actually try to adjust the midfield in some kind of way. And even with the subs, I only agree with the sub for Immobile. The other subs, I don't think they were at the right time and the right players.
Now, there I agree with you. And in fact, I think Ollie said something here that I agree with. Because I thought that if Verratti would have stayed for the whole 90 minutes, Italy would have won that in the 90 minutes. Mancini did get lucky because they took off Verratti and put in Pessina. For 20, 30 minutes, they were playing without Dia. Yeah, exactly. And as a matter of fact, when Spain scored, it was a pass from to in the middle of the park to Muratov, and then he was able to do that 1-2. But he had a lot of space in that middle. That middle was occupied by Verratti first before he was substituted. He wouldn't have had that space So there I agree with you 100%. Mancini definitely did a mistake in substituting Verratti for Pessina. Maybe he should have done it for Locatelli. This is where we can see eye to eye, and it would have been easier. He would have covered that space, or even Cristante for that in that space.
Yeah.
Pessina plays
Fill up
forward,
the
so
spaces because that's how you stop Spain from playing. They only play short passes through the
Right.
middle, and you have an answer for that. You fill up the midfield; they cannot pass anymore, and that's what he did at the 30 minutes at a time, and he added Locatelli in that position, and he started doing either a foul, either marking Busquets or marking Pedri, and that would actually stop them from creating from the midfield.
yeah, that was a clear mistake in my opinion. So we agree on this. Now, from when the game started, I was expecting Spain to have all the possession. I mean, I've never seen Italy outpossess Spain in my life. I've never seen that ever. I wasn't expecting
this is a different Italy, Roy. This is not the Italy.
It doesn't matter, but it's always the same Spain. It's always the same Spain. It's not
For sure, I would agree with that. Like Spain is keeping up that identity from Barcelona and trying to pass the ball, and I think that's the Spanish way to touch the ball.
But it's been like this for 100 years. It's not just been like this since Barcelona. It's always been like this. Barcelona
I don't
just
think that Spain was that great in the past. Like as a maybe the clubs, yes, but as a national team, they didn't achieve much.
I don't agree. Spain has won 3 European Cups. That's pretty
No,
good.
but the World Cup they would always bottle up like in the semifinals or quarterfinals before that 2010.
Yes, correct.
I don't think they ever played the final before.
Correct. Yeah, I will disagree with you. I think the game went the way I thought it was going to go. But I did think that Spain, if Spain had maybe a better striker, it could have gone their way sooner. And I think that if Mancini would have kept Verratti on, Italy would have won.
I think that England. The only reason I'm saying this because English players, the way I see them, I don't think they're world class, but I do think they're very creative with the ball. Yeah, you have so many options going forward, and actually defensively they're strong. They're not technically great, but they're very strong, and you can use that as well. Like Maguire is always winning the heads and going for the long balls, and that's. I mean, it's not an easy team to take on. All I'm saying that I think that Mancini needs to adjust for England because I think if he lets England control the game, I think they're gonna win it. That's how they win their games.
The difference to me between England and Spain is this: that with England you can press them high. Spain you can't press them high. If you press Spain high, you're gonna get caught all the time because that's what they know how to do. They can weave the ball around you in tight spaces with ease. That's something that only Spain can do really well traditionally. All the other teams you can press them high. England you can't press them high. They don't have those kind of midfielders that can find those little spaces. England is a little bit more direct. Okay. I think possession-wise, it's going to be 50-50. That's what I think.
Did you see any team pressing England that high throughout the tournament? Or all you saw is England not dominating, but they control the flow of the game? That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
if you let
Germany,
them do that, I don't remember. Even Germany, Germany did not play their football with them because England changed the way they play. They're not playing the same football as before. And I'm not saying they're exceptional. I'm just saying they learned from all these coaches throughout the years. Mourinho, Guardiola, they added so much to the English culture of football.
Yeah. And we see that. We will see that. We have seen that.
I think that's why they are actually in the final, because now you have Luke Shaw, you have Mason Mount, who are not typical English players. I don't think that Sancho is a typical English player.
No. Okay, again, I'm not saying that Italy has a better chance because they, in my opinion, have better midfielders. But I'm saying possession-wise, if it's going to go to some team, it's going to go to Italy. Because you have Verratti, Jorginho, Barella, that's their game. That's their game. And the players they're playing against, it's not really their game, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's a 50-50, you know. I think
For
it's
sure. I
50-50.
think for me, yes, I would agree on that. Like, I think it's 50-50 only because Italy as a unit, they look stronger. But when you look at the individualities, I think that England is better.
Depends where. Depends where.
Yeah.
Depends where. Obviously, goalkeeper, no, because Italy has the best goalkeeper in the world. And defense, both teams, maybe England tops it a little bit because the English defense has been outstanding so far in this tournament. Midfield, I got to give it to Italy, all three players. Offensively, on the wing, between Sterling and Insigne, maybe Sterling because he scored a few more goals, but they're very close. On the other side, I'd give it to Chiesa. In the center, I give it to Kane. It's 50-50. It's 50. That's the way I see it. And what about you guys? What are you guys' opinions?
I think Insigne is better than Sterling because Insigne is a lot more crucial in terms of his contribution on the left. Sterling, if you give the ball to him, I'm seeing him more of being more direct than Insigne. So even for me, the way that I've seen it, I would even go as far to say that Insigne will be a player of the tournament, maybe.
Maybe if he does well in the final, he could be. He could be. But Sterling has been outstanding too. He's been scoring goals. I think he's the only English player to ever score 3 goals in a row in the Euros. England is breaking a lot of records this Euro. What about you, Saif? What do you think?
Listen, I'm not doubting that England's a great team, but how many actual great teams have they played so far? Like, let's think about it. They played against Scotland. Okay, Denmark is strong. They played against a weak Ukraine team.
I don't
Against
think
a weak. No,
I don't think they're weak, Steve.
Finish.
Weak compared to teams like, I don't know, France, even though they got knocked out, but compared to teams like France, like Spain, etc., they haven't really faced a great challenge. Just like the World Cup of 2018. They played against shit teams. The moment they came against Croatia, they got knocked out. That's what I'm trying to say. They have not faced a team like Italy yet. Italy, a lot of teams, England, they have the best striker in the world in Kane. Like, Chiellini and Bonucci were able to stop Lukaku, who was basically unstoppable. I think if they double up on Kane, I think they can stop Kane easily. That's how I see it. I trust Italy's defense and I trust the midfield because England's midfield, especially the holding midfielders, are so average when it comes to taking the ball from the back. Like generally, they have really average midfielders, and Italy will benefit from that. What scares me is Immobile and Belotti. They have been absolutely garbage this tournament. I also came to the realization that Immobile is a very overrated striker that only can cut it in the Serie A, and I think that's the weak thing that's gonna stop Italy, the strikers being able to finish the chances. So honestly, even though Belotti hasn't started a lot, I would take a chance on him because I'm not seeing anything from Immobile that would suggest that he's gonna be a game changer. He can't even control a ball anymore. Every shot he takes, he misses shots. So I don't know. And about England, someone said England doesn't have necessarily world-class players. They do, man. They do. Mount, they have Grealish, who doesn't even start a lot for them. He's maybe gonna go to Man City for like 100 million now. That tells you a lot about their quality of players. But the position game might be a game changer because Spain has had a great midfield, and that's why they like between brackets dominated the game. They have the midfield, they have the Busquets Pedri link. No matter how strong you are, even if England play against Spain, England will get dominated in the position type of sense. So I think the midfield is gonna play a great game, and hopefully, I don't know, the attack does well against England because they can't waste chances because England has players to punish you very quickly. So I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, I have some things to say about what you just said. First of all, Spain doesn't just have a great midfield. Spain, all their players know how to play possession football. It's not just the midfield. As far as England goes, this is I don't want to say England hasn't had big tests because I think who did they beat? Germany, they beat Ukraine, they beat Denmark, right? Okay, fine. They didn't beat aside Germany, they didn't beat the big traditional teams. But this Ukraine is the best Ukraine that has ever existed as far as their results in the tournament. This Denmark here was the dark horse of the tournament. In the group stages, they beat Croatia, that has excellent players. Maybe it's not as good as the Croatia we saw last time. They didn't get much out of Scotland, which was strange because Scotland was probably one of the weakest teams you can argue in the tournament. And then who was the third team they played against? Do you guys remember?
I think they played Czech, right? No? Didn't they play Czech?
I can't remember. Was it Czech?
Me neither.
I honestly can't remember who they played the third game of the tournament. Was it Czech? Who did they play? Can you guys remind us in the chat who they played in?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. 1-0.
1-0 Czech.
But people say like Italy beat the world #1 team, Belgium. I don't think this Belgium was that strong.
I don't think it was that strong.
They had all players. De Bruyne injured, coming back from injury, injured again. So basically, that left Lukaku up front with Witsel almost done for, and that's it. Like they even Hazard even got injured during the Euro. Like I don't think this is the Belgium from the World Cup where I saw everyone on that field playing at 100%.
I agree with you. I think it was it's crazy to say that this is the best team in the world. Even their style of play, they just allowed Italy to play, really. I mean, they just sit back and allow it to play. And it's not, and Italy is not a team, like, okay, this is my opinion. I don't think you agree with my opinion here right now. Like, Spain is a team that will impose themselves. If you try to play possession football against Spain, like Italy tried to do, Italy will impose themselves and will say, no, we play possession football. But with Belgium, they're like, no, we don't want to even see the ball. You keep the ball, and then we'll catch you on the counter. That is not what. That is a strange tactic, in my opinion. So yeah, I agree with you. They don't really merit.
Just to answer, because people would tell me like Spain is dominating. Spain against Sweden, they had 80% possession. Okay.
Jesus.
Against Croatia they had 60%. Against Slovakia 60%, and against Switzerland they had 70%. Now let's look at Poland. Same thing, 70%. Croatia 70%. So every game is 70%. Even
for
Italy.
For Spain. Yeah. So that's what they do. They will keep the ball forever. That's how they know how to play. But this is not new, Anwar. This is 100 years.
I definitely agree with you. Like this is the way Spain should be playing, but I don't think that team should be dominating Italy that much.
Well,
for me, that at moments Italy looked very weak. They look like they're gonna be disqualified. And I remember the header they missed. Like they had some clear chances to end the game by the last 30 to 20 minutes. That's why I'm saying, like Oli even said it here, like Mancini did get lucky. I do agree with that. I'm giving him the props and the credit for making it to the final. He brought up an amazing team. Now you need one game to win it. You need to give your full focus. And if you see your team slipping that much against a Spanish very young team, you should think about where was the problem, because you should not be conceding that much of the possession. You have a strong midfield, and we all agree on that.
Yeah, okay. I'll concede that Italy should have done better in the midfield. Italy should have done better in the midfield. I mean, I don't want to. We can move on from this argument. I mean, I think you have made your, you have stated what your opinions were. Everybody said their opinion, what it was.
I mean, we took it too far now.
Let's
go back to Milan. I think, yeah.
We can move on. But just to finish on England, I just want to finish one more thing on England. Do not underestimate England. If we underestimate England, that's a big mistake. That's a big mistake. But I think that being at Wembley is a stadium that England has never lost in their history. On the other side, we can say Italy beat Germany in a stadium where they never lost in their history in 2006. So maybe Italy has a little bit of experience in doing kind of stuff like that. But this is going to be much more difficult than people think it's going to be, I think. That's my last opinion on this argument. Now we can move on. If you guys want to have a closing statement on this argument, go ahead.
Nah, man, I think we can move on.
All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see what you guys say, and probably a lot still going on here. Hey, Roy, funny how Italy is made up of players we as Milanistas hate. Now, as a national team, we seem to be praising them. As a Milan fan, I hate them in Serie A, and I hate them now. Damn. I got to say, I don't hate any Italian players because I actually want all Italian players in all teams, whether it's Juve, whether it's Inter, whether it's Roma, Lazio, to do really well because I'm a supporter of the national team. All right. Okay, guys. So let's go back to AC Milan. Let's go back to AC Milan. So we have Calabria has been officialized. Tonali has been Calabria renewed his contract. Tonali has signed. He's gotten a 500K. I want to talk about this actually. So Calabria was given a contract of €2 million or dollars or whatever a season. Don't you think that's a little bit too much for a player that only had one season in the Serie A? A youngster, you give him $2 million already? And then obviously now he asked for a decrease from $2 million and went to 1.5 million, which is still Tonali, yeah, which is still a boatload of money. But don't you think that they made the mistake in the beginning? They overestimated this player from the beginning. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, if I can go, I definitely agree. And kudos to Tonali for really putting, you could say, his salary on the line, because not every player would have done it. And in terms of the starting point, the fact that we had to negotiate it again just before the deal was finalized and all the payments were made, they suddenly woke up to it, which leads me to think about, why wasn't all this thought of before? I mean, this was a drama that didn't need to happen, and it happened in the media, by the way. So, again, I'm not saying Maldini out, and I'm not being one of those guys, but you got to admit, sometimes mistakes does happen.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know he was being paid $2 million. I mean, I just didn't know. And when I saw that, I was like, damn, really? Like Tomori is getting what? Less than $1 million? He's getting 500K, I think, or 800, which is still a boatload of money. But it just made me think that these guys, maybe they're kind of not. It almost makes me want to say that they're inexperienced. It looks to me like they're showing signs of inexperience. Maldini is still learning his trait, and it's showing me that they still have things to work on. Well, Tomori's getting 2.3 million.
Tonali was fine on a lot of hype. Remember the hype from last season? So maybe that had a factor as well.
Yeah, he was getting a lot of media hype. Yeah, that's true.
I think he won the Golden Boy also. So.
Oh, he won the Golden Boy?
Yeah, so that raised up his salary. I think Inter was willing to give him that salary as well. So, yeah, I think it's overestimated due to the fact that after the season ended, we can say it was between sometimes good and sometimes bad. And the fact that he didn't play as much as he used to do in Brescia with less pressure. So, like, if you have extra time to develop also as a youngster, that you can make mistakes in Brescia and learn from them every game. While in Milan, you do that mistake, next game you're gonna be on the bench maybe if it's a big game.
Now, this is the thing that I don't understand. Like, for what Tonali was expected of Tonali, I thought he did really well. I wasn't expecting Tonali to go in and take control of
And
the
I don't think
midfield.
he's playing his true position. And he's filling a role that does not really suit him that much. He's trying to intercept and defend and mark, while in Brescia he used to create like Pirlo. And these are two different roles you're actually now learning. And now in Milan you need to defend, get the ball, and start playing.
You know what? You know what I think about Tonali? I think that Tonali's the way he plays, his whole positioning is all wrong. It's all wrong. This fact that he's used as a defensive midfielder, it's like I used to watch him at Brescia, right? I followed this player very closely last year because I was every time an Italian player comes out, I'm biased. I want to see how they did. I was looking at him playing Brescia, and most of the time he's just there in the back, in that space between the midfielders and the defenders. He gets the ball, one touch, passes it to the fullback, and then he's out. He's gone. No more. You don't see him anymore for the rest of the play. But the one or few times that you see him right in front of the box, he gets the ball, he goes on instinct, he'll dribble a guy, and he'll create a through pass. And I'm thinking, yo, if you have a player like this, play him more as an offensive player rather than a defensive player. And he's wasted as a defensive player. If I was his coach, I would play him as a cam.
Thing is, Roy,
let me say one more thing and then I'll be quiet. You know who is the perfect replacement for Çalhanoğlu? Tonali.
I think that's too much on him. I don't think he can fill that, because if you're gonna expect a lot from that position. Now it's not only one ball like every 3 games or every 4 games. That's one ball every 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And I don't think he needs that kind of pressure now in Milan, especially playing with Ibra. It's gonna be hard on him. I think he should be playing more as a Pirlo kind of setter. And even Pirlo used to do that. Like, he would get the ball and he would disappear. Like, you don't see much from Pirlo. Now you see Seedorf, Kaká, and Shevchenko coming through. And I want to see that more from Tonali. And but also there is one thing I want to say. Bennacer, when he joined Milan, he almost looked like Tonali. He had a lot of lost balls, sometimes very scrappy, sometimes excellent, and you don't know what's coming from you don't know what to expect from Bennacer. That's the thing. Now you know what to expect from Bennacer. He got to that level, and I think even Kessié at some point when he joined Milan, he was there somewhere. Like, he did not know what to expect from Kessié. Either it's going to be a world-class performance, or maybe he's going to make you lose the game. And but then that change in his mentality and the way he grew, I think that's very essential to Tonali as well. I think a second season now in Milan is going to help him a lot more. And having Bennacer and Kessié disappear for more than a month is going to open the room for him to play. And I want to see him play more.
I completely agree with that. The parallel between Bennacer, his first season, and then the way he just became a monster, I think Tonali is in that same trajectory.
I mean, you can say even the same about Bennacer. Like, even in Algeria, when I first saw him play, he was playing almost as a cam. Like, he can shoot. He has great vision. He can pass a lot of like assists. So even Bennacer has that ability. He dribbles a lot. And he can hold the ball, and you need like a 10 like that, like someone who you pass to, he's gonna hold it and do something with it.
Yeah, one thing I want to say about Tonali is that if you see the highlight reel from Brescia, he actually took a lot of set pieces. So in terms of his contribution in Milan, if you don't take it because our old friend Hakan was doing all that work, then maybe you will see his contribution diminish. But I mean, I agree with you guys. In terms of having a first season, everyone starts poorly somehow because they're just not used to how Milan plays as a team. I mean, it's a new team, new environment, bigger team, so you're gonna have to cut them a little bit of slack. But you're right, Anwar.
I agree.
We need minutes, and if we don't see minutes, then what are you gonna expect? You think he's gonna improve without playing? It's impossible.
And the thing is, like, you cannot do bad decisions a lot in Milan. If you mess up a lot, then people are gonna shit on you. Fans are gonna react. Even the coach might take a decision because he's losing points now, and he needs to adjust. Like, it's the pressure builds up very fast. While in Brescia, you lose a game against Inter, that's okay. You're expected to lose that game against Inter.
But that's not necessarily true. I mean, Krunic has been playing shit and he's still getting minutes. So.
I mean, Krunic is a love story. Him and Castillejo, someone needs.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know
Pioli
what's going
needs
on
to
with
explain to us.
I want to believe you, but I'm seeing the opposite as well.
And I think us as Milan fans were very hard on Tonali. It's not like he's Leao, like he doesn't give a shit. He just walks around on the field. No, he fights for the team. He loves the team. He works hard.
Yeah.
Let's not do the same mistake with Locatelli. Remember how us Milan fans were like, he's not good enough. He's only hyped because of the Juventus goal. Only he's from the youth academy. That's why he's good. Look what he's doing at the Euros. So let's give the kid some time. He's clearly talented. We're not gonna expect him to be Pirlo in one season, right?
Yes, and this is why I was so surprised on how they treated him, how they treated his contract renewal. Like the reports that were coming out, they're saying that they weren't satisfied with him, or not happy. It's like, give this guy some time. It's like, how do you expect a 20-year-old to come to AC Milan and just dominate?
Yeah, and you already have the starters. It's Ben Nasser and Kessie. So why am I judging Tonali as he should be now playing like Pirlo? No, Pirlo only became Pirlo at 25 or 26.
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah. Castillejo has been training a lot in his. I don't know if he. It looks like he. For now, there's no really. Oh look, Colombo is back at Milan. That's nice.
Even Roback, you see. I think there's a picture of Emil Roback is training with them as well.
I think he was training even last season, right? Sometimes he used to play.
Yeah,
with
and in season, yes, he was there.
I want to see that kid play like in the cup or something. Just to test him, you give him a big time game, like a first half somewhere, and see what he can do. And you can have you can see some skills. You can see how he adapts to Serie A with more experienced player and more trained players. That's different. Like I want to see Maldini play more. I want to see a lot of we have a lot of young players that we should actually use more. I want to see Kalulu get a lot of more time next season for sure. I think he's gonna develop into a great right back.
Man, we should just get this guy back in goalkeeper.
Which Dida?
Yeah.
Because we had like 3 versions of Dida.
the 2003 Dida.
Yeah, that one, that was phenomenal.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm so negative about Milan's policy with the youngsters right now. I just have honestly, if you ask me today, are we going to see Daniel Maldini? No, we're not. He's probably going to go to play in some team in Serie B, and then we're never going to see him again.
No, but I would agree with Husni. Like, if you're gonna, Krunic, he's not gonna add anything. Why are you gonna some games? Just put Hauge. Try them. That's why you have them, and they're young. They should be getting time. And I don't agree with Piori at all. I don't think that they're not fit and all of that talk. Because when they get Hauge, he gets on the pitch, he scores. I don't care about if you tell me what about the rest of this game, we're gonna say the same about Isco. 50% of the time he's gonna piss you off, and the other 50% he's gonna do unbelievable things. But why would you be so harsh with Milan players? I don't get it. We were in a better era. I think Leao is a lot being punished by the fans. I think he did some great things last season, and
rightly so.
Sorry, Saif, what did you say?
Sorry, I said rightly so. His attitude on the pitch.
I would agree on that.
Should be
His
criticized.
attitude must change. this brings back memories for me about Benzema. Benzema used to have a shitty attitude on the pitch. He was the last player to press. He did not care much. He looked like Leao on the pitch. But then the guy completely changed his mindset, and now you see a totally different Karim Benzema, who actually presses very high. He actually got a goal in the final just by pressing the goalkeeper, and that attitude, I want to see that change in Leao. I think he can do that very easily. And if you have Ibra and you cannot adjust in terms of mentality, I think it's your fault because you have a champion next to you.
Yeah, and this is the perfect opportunity because we're in preseason. We have a lot of young players, as you've mentioned, rightly, Anwar. Do any of these players on the right wing? I mean, this is the right opportunity to say that, okay, you guys are young. We've seen players before that over the course of their careers, they've tried different positions. Why don't we try one of these youngsters?
Yeah.
I don't see
Like
the reason why.
for me, he tried Kalulu. Why not try Maldini?
Yeah.
Like you gave a chance to Kalulu in very important games, and I think he only did that because he had absolutely no other option. Like I think if he had another Krunic on the back, he would play that. And I don't want Pioli to do that kind of safe choice every time. I want him to take more risks with the team and the youngster.
This guy here, isn't this Pobega? Isn't this him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's him, man.
This guy here is going. It might be going to Atalanta. Another midfield. Like we're
I
going.
think that's a mistake, man. Like
It's a huge mistake.
Yeah. Why would you like you don't need that money, first of all. How much again did they pay you? Like 15, 20 million? I don't think that Milan is only now second of Calcio because they get 20 million out of Poge, whatever his name is. But the guy has potential. He actually showed great performances with Spezia. You are actually lacking in the midfield. Just get the guy in the team and use him in the rotation kind of role, and maybe he can develop even better than the starters. Who knows?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. It's like we have to go to England, to South America, to the Antarctic, look for players. Man, we got him right there. He's already wearing a freaking Milan shirt. Like, what are we doing?
That's the thing, Ollie. We don't need the money. Actually, Elliot has all the funds they need. They can inject from tomorrow 50 million to that club and actually help us. But they don't want that. They want us to sell our players and make That's a shitty decision, I think, and I don't think that's how you get to be the best team in the world.
Yeah. One thing that I would say is that I believe their strategy, which I disagree. Well, I wouldn't say their strategy, or maybe it's their way of looking at it, is that they seem to think to buy players is like buying the result. It's not the case. You got to buy the player. Some players, as Gattuso once famously say, sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yeah.
But that's the truth of the matter.
What do you think, Saif? You've been quiet for a moment.
Saif, are you there?
I think he's not there.
Is Saif still there?
I think he's mute. He's on mute.
But yeah, I mean, I've been so disgruntled in these past weeks with Milan and how they've been dealing with the youngsters. And I said this earlier in the stream. I'm just not happy at all. I think it literally doesn't inspire me. It doesn't inspire me. It just makes me think, man, this team, like.
I think that we are on the verge of now actually go for the title, any title, and we just need that kind of extra push. I think last season, if we had a world-class striker, we could have won the Calcio.
Maybe.
I truly believe that.
Speaking of which, Giroud. So
Yeah,
let's talk about Giroud a little bit. What do you think? Yeah. Okay, I'll just go my opinion. I don't like the player, all right? I don't like him at all. He's another player that, to me, brings absolutely no excitement. He's supposed to do what Mandzukic was supposed to do. I don't like how he behaved during the Euros with Mbappe. You know, he created drama for no reason, like into a European competition. And to me, that tells me the guy's a narcissist, and he's not a team player. He doesn't play much, nor for Chelsea, nor for France. He pretty much never saw the pitch, almost in the Euros. It's a player that does not excite me. It's a player that does not excite me. What do you guys think?
I mean, for sure they're not gonna stop with him. They signed him with experience. He's still Chelsea's top goal scorer in the Champions League last season, so that tells you something about the player. And weirdly enough, I think he's one of the top scorers of France when he played, which is a very weird stat. I never noticed that. But since Ibrahimovic is not gonna play a lot, who knows how many games he will miss? I think Giroud is a good option off the bench. You want to cross some balls, you want to press defenders. You know, like he may be known as a donkey with many football fans, but I mean, his goal scoring record speaks for itself. He's not the best player, but off the bench, giving experience to a young striker coming in, like I don't know, Vlahovic, which doesn't seem realistic now. I don't know, any young striker. You have to say it's a good option, and he came for free, like almost.
I just
for
don't want
the
it to
bench,
be.
it's a good option.
I don't want it to be like the only option we go for as a striker. I want them to invest like 30 or 35 million on a striker and get a proper one. Because you're going for the same strategy with Mandzukic now. Not as Mandzukic, because actually Giroud is playing in Europe and playing with France. But still, you're going for an old person. So are you gonna count like the Champions League, the Scudetto, the Copa on a 35 and 40 years old to get you through?
But I mean, would you really reject a player of his
No,
experience
I'm
for free?
saying I'm saying we should get him, but we should get the second option. That's what I said.
Oh yes, we have to. I agree. We have to get Belotti, man. I swear.
I think he's really great at setting up the other players. Also, he plays really good with his back on the net. He can hold the ball and pass it through the wingers and go forward. You need that kind of player, winning the long balls in the midfield. Because when we have Ibra out, we don't win any more balls on the air, and Leao cannot win them. No one can, and even Rebic cannot. So you need someone. If you're gonna shoot the ball past the midfield, you need someone who can hold it there. And I think Giroud is good for that kind of role.
I did read a report that Masada is going all in for Colombo. I mean, not Colombo, Belotti. Now that is pretty good. If that happens and we have Ibra, Giroud, Belotti, that's world class to me. Now we have a real an offensive department that is top. If you get those
Belotti
three,
will be the third sub.
I don't think so.
I think it is. I think Giroud has priority over them.
You think
No,
Giroud will get?
Belotti actually starts. Ibrahimovic is not going to play a lot. Giroud comes off the bench, and Belotti as a striker, as a starter, because he has experience in the Serie A.
I want Ibra on that field safe.
No, but
Yeah, I agree. Look, for me, Ibra is still one of the best strikers in the world. But at some point, knock on wood, but he's gonna get injured a lot, and you can't start
I don't think
Giroud.
he's gonna play the whole season. But do you think that Giroud is gonna be sitting there as a third option? And now he actually plays for Chelsea.
But he always comes off the bench, though. That's my thing.
Yeah, but 3.5 million a season is not a third the price for.
He's also the second runner for the France national team as a historical goal scorer. So you're getting actually a really good. If you're looking at the papers, that's actually an excellent striker. But so I don't think that Belotti will cut it before Ibra or Giroud. And even Pioli, I don't think he's gonna do that. I think he's gonna love how Giroud plays with Milan, because he is all about setting up the other players and especially the wingers. And if we have strong wingers, Giroud is gonna be really good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yes,
is Giroud a 90-minute player? This is my concern. Because next season, I don't know whether we have 5 subs or we're back to 3. Are we back
But
to
Husni,
three?
like, Calcio is very slow paced compared to like EPL or I don't know. In terms of speed, I don't think the games are that. They don't require that much speed from the players or that much running compared to. I don't know. That's just my feeling about Italian soccer. I think it's quite slow paced. That's why you have Quagliarella, Ibra, and all these players who can actually play up till they're 40 or 39. But I think Giroud is gonna adapt very. I think he can play 90 minutes in Italy. Like even Godin came from Spain. He plays every 90 minutes, and now he's close to 40, and he's a defender.
No, I mean, look, for how Pioli sees football in his 4-2-3-1, Giroud is perfect because he wants a target man that plays one-touch football. Giroud is not going to be at a Gustavo the way Ibra does that role, but they can feed off of Giroud in that center forward position as a target man, and then he can spread the ball, and then he can find the ball back in the middle for the 1-2s, whether it's a cross or tap-ins. So that's what they're going for. For that tactical purpose, it makes sense. Giroud makes sense. I'm just saying personally that technically the player doesn't excite me that much. Here, Lucas says, Roy, you complain about not giving Milan Primavera player chances. Why not give Colombo a chance as a third choice striker? If we can't get a Belotti, I wouldn't mind going for Colombo and seeing how he does. We'll see. We'll see how he does because I will see these players, these youngsters in the preseason. We're going to see them, and we're going to see how they look on the field. But I just don't have any faith in the club. The club has absolutely no faith in youngsters that come from the academy. So I'm not even, for me, I'm not even counting that as a viable option. All these players are going to be used as either going to be sent out on loan and then we're going to forget about them, or they're going to be used in exchange deals. That looks like the trajectory, is going as far as all these youngsters.
I think Columbus is quite easy. It's either you keep him as a third striker or even fourth, just to train with Giroud and Ibra, or you send him out. You know how, but he needs to play in Serie A, not Serie B, not another league. He needs to play, I don't know, in a promoted team from Serie B and play the 39, 37 games throughout the season with that team. Then you can see how that kid is actually playing against the proper defenders of Calcio. It's a different defense. If you're gonna loan him out, like the difference between Serie B and Serie A is quite huge.
Yeah.
You're not. You better even give him to the championship and not send him out to Serie B. At this rate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree.
So Colombo is. I don't mind him staying there, even if he's not gonna play. Just stick to Ibra and Giroud and watch.
You think that's going to be viable? Just those two players?
He's 19. He's 18 or 19. Colombo.
And we still got Rebic.
Right, we still have Rebic. And we have Husni's favorite player in the world right there.
He's back to training.
He's still there. I'm surprised. He's still there. Maybe he's probably the first person to show up.
What do you guys think of their training kit? I like the last year's better.
Can't actually.
This one's nice. Even the red and black. They have another one, red and black.
Oh, really? Yeah. I like that one. I like the function.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. I have a video coming out of Teo Hernandez pretty soon. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I want to see
more
about Teo Hernandez. We're looking for his deputy, but similar to the discussion we're having, why can't we throw a Primavera player as a deputy? I mean, last season Theo played almost every game, so what's wrong with having just a really young guy from our academy?
Yeah, there's that. What Kerkez is his name? I think he plays on the right. Eastbourne says the reports also about Luis Alberto to Milan and Romagnoli involved in part of the deal. That looks like a pretty promising deal there. What do you guys think of Luis Alberto?
I mean, us as Milan fans, we've been really hard on Romagnoli. We tend to forget about how, for many years, how he has been our best defender, and how we rejected offers like 40 and 50 million from Chelsea. Like I personally think a partnership of Tomori and Romagnoli is actually still world class. I think I think they can complement each other well. And if we actually sell Romagnoli, who the hell is going to be our backup center back?
I
We
100%
have
agree.
nobody.
100%
Like
agree.
Romagnoli's only problem is pace. I don't see any other problem with him as a defender. He's a leader. He's a commanding center back. He puts very good tackles. He has a good sense of defending. He just got caught up with speed with Lukaku, for example. But that's where Tomori actually may help him with being fast, with being strong. It's a good complementary
Do you think
duo,
that
in my
Romagnoli
opinion.
is gonna get like better than this, or a lot better than his actual level? Not this season, but like whatever you saw of Romagnoli so far.
No, listen, I'm not saying he's the next Nesta, but as a duo, a combination of Tomori and Romagnoli, I am more than happy. Of course, Tomori and Kier is the starting option, but since Kier actually always got injured in the Euros but still managed to continue, Tomori and Romagnoli is still pretty damn good, if you really think about it.
Okay, think
Yeah.
about it, Dave. Who do you like? Put aside your emotions for Milan.
Mm.
Who's your first choice, Bastoni or Romagnoli?
Listen, I'm not comparing the players. Bastoni maybe is a better defender
No,
now.
but
I'm
if
saying
you
a
compare,
partnership.
no, but if you compare this defender with all the best teams in Italy and their center backs, you have Koulibaly,
Mm.
you have I don't know, De Vrij, Bastoni, Inter, Juve has De Ligt and Demiral. Maybe I can only see Romagnoli better than Demiral now.
Oh, come on. Listen, bro, let me tell you something. You
Do you
put
think he's better
Romagnoli
than
in
De Ligt?
let me tell you something. You put Romagnoli in a team like Atletico Madrid, he's a world-class center back. I'm telling you.
I don't think
Because
so.
of the way they play. No, he is. He is.
He never
He
goes for
is.
the challenge. That's the problem with Romagnoli. Like he plays the way Van Dijk plays. He always waits for the striker. Like he will run back with the striker, and that's how he got that stat of the defender who players don't dribble the most against. But he does not go to challenge them. That's the thing. That's all I'm
Well,
saying. I'm saying that you can get better options in there, and I don't think that Romagnoli is gonna be better than what he is now.
yeah, but who better options like who? Who can we get better than Romagnoli right now?
That's the thing, because now your two starting center backs are not Romagnoli. They are Tomori and Kier.
Yeah, but Kier's
You,
gonna get injured. Knock on wood, but he might get
yeah,
injured like last season.
that's
We
the
still have
thing.
Gabia. Come on, guys.
We still have Gabia, and you can actually go purchase a good, promising, potentially next big thing defender.
Would you
Even
actually
Tomori is not
prefer
very
Gabbia
strong.
over Romagnoli? Would you
Sorry?
prefer Gabbia over Roman in a big game, in a match where you need
Last
experience?
season, I think last
You would,
season, what I saw from Gabia and Romagnoli, I think Gabia was better than Romagnoli for the first part of the season.
I agree, but listen,
No, come.
no,
I think
every player has a bad
I'm not
like
shitting on Romagnoli. I think he was a beast back in 2014 or 2013 when he just joined Milan after like a season and a half. Long hair Romagnoli, that was a beast of a defender. But this Romagnoli, the one that I'm watching last season, and even though you can say injury and whatsoever, but he was lacking speed, he was lacking focus. Some very dumb mistakes, like the one against Lille. He gave a very easy penalty. Like, some of these mistakes are not world-class defenders. And the moment you saw Tomori added to that team, the defense got a lot better.
But how many games did he really mess up? He only messed up 3 games.
exactly.
That game against, who was it? Inter? and then after that, he had 2 games where he was a little bit
Well,
shaky.
that's your captain, Roy. Like
But-
if the captain is messing up the big games, that's why you end up second. Because you mess up the big games.
Yeah, but I don't think I think we exaggerated a little bit too much with him, kind of putting his head on a pike, kind of thing. I agree. Like having Tomori, Romagnoli, and Kjaer as your 3 central defenders in the rotation, that's top notch, if you ask me.
But you're also paying your backup defender the total sum of your 2 starters in the team.
Yeah. Okay.
that fair?
His
Like-
contract will be a problem because I think he also needs to renew it, right?
He wants 6 million. Tomori is getting 2.3. Kjaer is getting, I think, 2. They play a lot better than Romagnoli.
We don't need Maldini and Massara to waste time on this renewal. Just sell him. Not sell him. Send him. Fulfill his dream. His dream was to play for Lazio, right? Fulfill his dream. He can go.
Because that money, you can invest that money elsewhere. And that's the thing. With this budget, we don't have a choice. Like now we're not talking about Berlusconi Milan. We're talking about alien Milan. You need to sacrifice to get a good player. And I think now the sacrifices in Milan, I think, are Castillejo, Krunic, and Romagnoli. And you can honestly like improve that position. I don't know, with the next thing in defense, you can buy whatever Moncada is gonna tell you to buy. Just get the guy. He told you about Dumfries. He told you about all these Malen, all these players that now showing up. Damsgaard, all of them have been shared by Moncada to the management, and they didn't get any of them. So that's what I'm saying. Like I love Milan. That's why I'm harsh on some things. And maybe I speak from a rational point of view. I let aside my emotions. I'd agree with the fact that Saif said that he's been our best defender for the last years, but we had a shitty team. Now we have a proper team, and he does not look great.
Okay,
So,
but it's not really a coincidence that many top teams in Europe went and offered 40+ million for him. They must know better, right?
Back at the time, because the team was so shitty, Romagnoli looked so great.
And that's something that Paul, this guy here, Paul Demers, said. He said, could the argument be about Romagnoli being the best in a mediocre team?
Like Sha'rawi was looking like a Messi in that Milan. But is Sha'rawi great after Milan? That's what I'm saying. Do you think that he's gonna become better than this? Do you think you're gonna make money out of this, or anything? You're gonna make titles out of Romagnoli? To be honest with you, I think we can do better.
Okay, let's say you get rid of Romagnoli, you bring Luis Alberto, or oh my God, an exciting signing.
No, I don't want. For me, if we're actually doing with Lazio, I want Savic. Try to get Savic in Romagnoli.
Yeah, me too. But just saying that Romagnoli gets sold, are you actually gonna depend on Gabbia or Kalulu to be the cover of Kjaer and Tomori? Really?
No, actually, you go for another defender now. You actually look for a young defender, and that's gonna be your backup after Gabbia. Like you already have a good backup. I think Gabbia needs proper time.
Yeah, Omari Thompson says Gabbia was really good when he played last season. To be honest, I preferred him over Romagnoli. Gabbia used to pressure the strikers before they got the opportunity to run at him. Lucas says that Romagnoli messed up against Udinese and Napoli. I don't remember him messing up against Udinese. Romagnoli did really well after he came back in week 4 against Inter. He was there for our entire 21 game unbeaten run. I mean, that's what I think.
He was the weakest link of that back lineup. Like compared to Theo, Calabria, and Kjaer, he was the weakest in that defense.
I think now you're just getting to me. Now you're
No, no,
just
no,
kind
no,
of
no,
bullying
no.
the guy.
No, I think that Theo has been better last season. I think Calabria has been phenomenal for what he is and what he showed us last season. And Kier, I mean, do we even need to discuss that, Roy? Like, do you actually believe that Romagnoli has been better than these three in the defense, or even better than
Yes,
Donnarumma?
in that 21 and beat and run, yes, he was the best defender.
No, at all.
Without a doubt. I remember him blocking, what's his name, Lukaku, just not letting Lukaku play at all. All the big players, the Juventus players.
He did intercept CR7 during the 4-2 win. Remember that?
Yeah.
Say what?
Like Lukaku actually outrun him like for I don't know how many meters. Or not
Okay,
only
but that's-
Lukaku, but you look at the goal against Juve when they beat us at home. You can say that half the team was not there, but you have dumb mistakes from Romagnoli. He's not pressing up Dybala. He's not pressing up Chiesa. Even not only him, but the rest of the team defensively was lacking. But he's the captain, Roy. Like you should be harsh on the captain because he should be the best player on that field, either mentally, either physically, or any other kind of aspects that meets football. And I don't think he was. I think the captain on the pitch was Ibra. Mentally, he did not look so strong to me. And that's why I'm being harsh on him, because I expected more from the guy.
I mean, I don't know. I think that you are being a little bit harsh. I think a lot of people are being harsh on him. Man, I think if we it could be a mistake. Getting rid of Romagnoli could be a mistake because this guy will go to another club and he'll have a great season, and then we'll be here next year talking about, man, why the hell did we get rid of him? Look at him. He's playing every game. He's doing great. One of the best defenders in Serie A, back in the national team. Then when he starts playing again in the World Cup, he's going to be in the World Cup. And if Italy does well in the World Cup and he's playing there, we're going to be like, why do we get rid of him?
But Roy, he should be starting for Italy now in this Euro. That's where Romagnoli should be. He's the captain of AC Milan. I think he should be in that team playing instead of Chiellini, who's almost 40 years old.
Well, I mean, how can you play if the guy was benched for half a season?
Chiellini had a very bad season, but he's looking great with Italy now. And
yeah, Chiellini is a great defender.
Even the subs, he went for Acerbi and Bastoni.
I mean, even Acerbi looks good in Italy.
The competition is not like he's not dealing with Van Dijk or De Ligt in that position to fight for the starter. He's dealing with Chiellini, who's almost 40, or I don't even know his age. Acerbi, who plays for Lazio, and we saw what Acerbi is, and we know what Acerbi is, and Bastoni. And Bastoni is only the third choice, and I think even Bastoni is better.
So
coming from a Milan fan, I think for the last 2 seasons, I would say that the progression of Bastoni, you can actually see him becoming a lot better in 5 years from now. I don't see that in Romagnoli.
But so who would you get? What would you get instead? Because, okay, I don't want to hear, let's get an up-and-coming youngster. Because, I mean, Tomori was it turned out well. It turned out well. But Tonali is an up-and-coming youngster. He saw the bench most of the time. You know, up-and-coming youngsters is almost like a lottery. You got to get someone with experience. You got to get someone that is someone that you know what he's going to produce.
But you're not getting that anymore from Romagnoli now. We can agree on the fact that on a big game, you don't know if your Romagnoli is going to be great or not.
Yeah, but for a bench, why can't we just see how Caldara plays out?
Yeah,
we have him back.
And you're paying him now. He's asking for 6 million, and you're in the same situation of Hakan on Donnarumma, and he's benching.
Yeah, I mean, okay. There is like, if the guy's asking for 6 million, I think that's a waste.
He should not be getting the same salary as Kessié. Let's all agree on that.
I 100% agree. I think if we're going to spend that kind of money, let's get a really good player, someone that.
I think I agree with Carlo Moretti. Romagnoli will get embarrassed in UCL. I think against Messi, he's gonna look so lost. Like now, even Lukaku can make him look lost. Just imagine what Messi is gonna do to him if you face Bayern with that lineup coming at you every minute. I think we need better players. If you're going for the competition is not easy anymore. Like even Shakhtar can actually surprise you, and Inter, even with that team, could not cut it. So the best team in Italy finished last of their group with Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar, and they have really good quality players, and yet they did not cut it because the level of football in UCL now is not like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you used to get, I don't know, Shakhtar in your group, you're happy with that. Now we should not be as happy as before because you don't know what to expect from them.
Yes. Okay.
I agree with Lucas on that. Theo is also bad at defending. He should improve a lot this season. I think if he does the same mistakes as the last 2 seasons, you need to learn. Like at some point, you should learn.
Guys, but who will we get instead? Give me some names.
For me,
Yeah.
the guy from Verona. What's his name?
Lovato?
They want,
No, not Lovato.
yeah, Lovato and the guy from
Lovato,
Fiorentina, Milankovic. One of them can be a really good backup, and they can actually develop into a great defender, or one of the defenders you actually saw in the Euros. For me, even go for an experienced one if you want to make sure you get a really good advanced position in UCL. And if I'm gonna give 6 million to Romagnoli, I'd rather give that to Sergio Ramos. That's what I was saying. Like, if I'm giving that type of money, I'd rather invest it in a really good defender.
Sergio Ramos, he's getting much more than that, right? How much is he getting?
I think he's getting
15
more,
million.
but you can, like, PSG, of course, is gonna give him that kind of money. But if he wanted to play for Milan, he wanted to make that happen, they could have tried it. But Milan did not try at all. Like they had very early talks and they stopped because they know they don't really need now to fill that position, and I don't think it's critical. I think you can go another season with Romagnoli, but the only problem you have is the contract. I don't want them to do the same mistake with Hakan and Donnarumma. It's either he's gonna renew now, even though he's not starting, and he's gonna maybe just get a little extension over his contract salary, or you must sell him and find a solution for that position, because you cannot make your captain also. You have your first and second captain leaving for free.
I agree with this, with what Lucas said. I don't think this is his opinion. I think this is the strategy. Do not offload Romagnoli this season. Let's keep him in the rotation, and then when his contract expires, he can go wherever he wants. But let's keep him this year. I do not agree that he will get demolished in the Champions League. And also, I don't agree with this fact that you have to be a super fast defender to play football or that kind of stuff.
In modern football, Roy, if you're watching UCL or the Euro, most of the defenders, they're not super fast, but they're fast enough to keep up the pace. I don't think he's
yeah,
fast
but I mean, if you get caught on a counterattack and it's a one-on-one sprint.
Yeah, for sure. No. For sure. Like if you're caught up on the play, that's okay. Like you can concede goals, but you should not concede dumb goals. That's what I'm saying.
When it comes to containment and positioning, Romagnoli is one of the best defenders in Italy, guys. He's not the last guy in the bracket. He's one of the best.
For sure. He's one of the best. All I'm saying, with that money, you can actually top it into the best in the world, not only in Italy.
Yeah. The 6 million, especially for this season, he does not deserve it. I agree with that 100%, and we can do better.
Like,
I think
Varane is leaving now, also Real Madrid for free.
It looks like Manchester United is going to snatch him up.
Yeah, but like you can try as well.
No,
Yeah,
we can't.
It does not mean
These Madrid, no, these Madrid players, their contract is crazy. You can't tell me that we're gonna offer him 8 or I don't know how many millions he wants. Come on.
But you offer him also you offer him something that United cannot really offer, is the fact that he's gonna play for sure. In United, you don't know with Solskjaer. He bought players for 80 million. They're sitting on the bench.
No, he starts with United.
No,
Varane starts in every team.
that depends, man. Like some coaches might not do that. Like
I think Varane is the player that has won the most trophies and finals in the last 10 years or something. He's got a crazy record. I don't know if he's number one, but he's up there. Between France and Real Madrid. He's I think he's one of the players that has won the most finals, something like that. Some crazy thing. Yeah,
or go
Varane's,
find the next Varane in France. Real Madrid bought him when he was 17 at like 10 million or 6. Go find that guy. You have Moncada. You can do that.
I mean, central defenders. We don't need to go to France.
No, but
There's-
France, you know, you're getting quality now because they have really good youth product, generally speaking, for over the last 10 years. They have so many options on that national team, and you can see the quality of players. Like every 2 years, every 3 years, there is new players adding up to that position. Like just look at the left back. You have Mendy, you have Theo Hernandez, Lucas Hernandez, Digne. So many options that you can pick, and probably like in the next 5 years or 3 years, you're gonna see some new French good players. Like now, you can actually go to the Ligue 1 because all I'm saying is it's cheap. Go there. If you don't want to spend money, you need to buy from Ligue 1, from Belgium, like you did with Salmakers. Go find that guy again.
Yeah. I have some comments here that I want to look at. I want you to know what you guys think. First of all, Lucas has been talking about this kid, Mohamed Darame. New contact took place between Milan and the entourage of Copenhagen forward Mohamed Darame. But first, they need to offload Havertz. Do you guys know this player? I'm not very familiar with this player.
Me too,
No.
to be honest. I didn't watch him play.
I'm not familiar.
But what's the
Um,
point of getting a youth player and we have Hauger? I mean, isn't just
Yeah.
replacing the same issue? He's going to be on the bench.
the kid, actually, Hauge did great with Milan. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I think that Pioli does not want him. That's it.
Yeah, the whole hardware thing is honestly a mystery. I think there was a German team that tried to snatch him up for something like 8 million, but Milan said no. So that's good that Milan said no. If he goes out for 15 million, I mean, then we can use that 15 million to get someone else that maybe Pioli wants. Then yeah, then all in. Let's see. This other thing here that I read here that I thought was very interesting by Mustafa. Where is it? Something about 3-5-2. There. I think it's time to play 3-5-2 and give up on the number 10. What do you guys think about this? 3-5-2, then you keep you sacrifice the number 10, but you keep Romagnoli in there. Or Gabbia. Gabbia is very good at being a regista kind of defender. But, you know, you have Chiara Tomori and Romagnoli in that defense for at least this season. Number 5, you have Calabria on one side, or Salamakers on one side. Calabria or Salamakers. Or you have Calabria and Theo on the wings, the wing backs in the center. You have Benacer, Kessi, and Salamakers, who can be the player that can be the Locatelli of the situation, box to box. Benacer, the guy that directs the midfield. Kessi, the guy that also does box to box on the other side. So you have Benacer in the middle, Kessi and Salamakers on the center and the center wings that go up and down. And then up top, you have your two strikers. That's where maybe you get a James Rodriguez and a Ibra, a Belotti and a Ibra, and that's how you sacrifice your number 10. It's not a bad idea. I mean, right now, 3-5-2 is what they do in Italy. It works. What do you guys think?
I'm not really
Yeah,
a big
3-5-2
fan
is
of
good, but we
this.
need quick. The top two need to be quick. So this is where I would see Liao. He would most probably shine in 3-5-2. But then again, is how would the others feel then?
You need really great depth with that formation because you need you're actually playing 3 center backs, so you need 3 center backups because the 3 of them might be injured. and it happened to Inter last season. Even though with that depth, they looked very weak at the beginning of the season because they were missing their backup line. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the formation. I don't think I've ever saw a team winning at the UCL with that formation. So
Yes, that is true. Wait, didn't Chelsea play a 3-4? What did
no,
Chelsea play?
I think Real Madrid played the 3-5-2 and they lost the game to Chelsea because they changed the formation in that game.
What did Chelsea not play in the final? They don't play with three in the back, Chelsea?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
don't
they
think-
do, but it's like a three. It's like a 5-2-3, or like 3 wing backs, 2 center midfielders, and 3
I
in
don't
the
think
top.
that's Milan DNA. It looks more like a Juve DNA for me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I agree with
Milan
that.
is
I agree with
always going forward. We always are open on the back. It's the way we play football. Throughout history, Milan has been known to play forward football in Italy.
Oh, okay. Chelsea played a 3-4-3. Yeah, that's what I thought.
3-4-3.
I thought they
Okay.
played a 3-4-3. Well, okay. I want to say something though about the three in the back. I agree with you, Anwar. Yeah, Milan is never really known for that. But when Pioli had to readjust his tactical solutions in these last 5 games, Milan played with three in the back because Calabria stayed in the back as a third. And the only guy going up was what's his name, Theo Hernandez. So essentially, Milan played with three in the back, but because before that, when Milan had that shitty run before the last 5 games, Milan was playing with 2 fullbacks that were going all the way down the line. And one of the biggest changes that Pioli made was telling Calabria, "Yo, now you're not going to go all the way up. You're going to stay down." And it's exactly the same thing that Mancini does with it. It's only Spinazzola that was going up. On the other side, Di Lorenzo stays down. So it literally turns into a 3-4-3 with Mancini. And with Milan, it was more like a 3-5-1 or something like that.
I'm not really a big fan of this formation, to be honest with you guys. Like I can see, like in the comments they said Atalanta, but yeah, like it's great for Atalanta because it's Atalanta. They don't have really much of history. They only start now showing proper football. So yeah, if it fits them now, it's okay for them to use it. But I don't think that we have the players to play that, and I don't think we have the bench to fill if they are injured. Because if
I
you're
think,
playing
like-
Tonali as well, you need also a backup for. You need so many backups now because now you need Giroud and Ibra. One of them is going to be playing, and the other striker is going to be playing next to him. So where does that leave Brahim Diaz? He's not getting any time on that formation.
Right, yeah. Brahim Diaz gets lost in that formation.
A lot of players, it's like Salmakers for me, is not playing in that formation.
Unless Brahim Diaz becomes a second striker, which he could easily be, he gets lost in that formation. Or you play a 3-4-1-1. Sorry, 3-5-1-1.
Yeah, true. Like Oli said, fair point here. Like when Theo goes up front, before it was Benacer, but now because Benacer was not playing, Kessie would go and fill that position. So they actually stay 4 in the back.
No.
And you're not really playing with 3 center backs because if you have 3 center backs, it's a different line when it comes to the offside. And you can get caught up very easily if they're not synchronized.
No, that's not how Milan was building in the last 5 games. In the last 5 games, Milan was building with 3 in the back.
How many times have you seen Kessie on Theo's position holding?
No, in cover, but in build-up play.
But Theo goes forward every time.
Yeah, no, but before it was Theo and Calabria would go up together.
Not true. Like one of them would if Calabria goes up front, it's Kessie filling Calabria's role, and Theo does not go. But if Theo goes, just give me one sequence where you saw both Calabria and Theo running the flanks. I don't recall that, to be honest with you, like Roy.
Yeah, the whole beginning, literally most of Pioli's Milan, both wingbacks were doing the role of what wingbacks do. They go all the way up. The last 5 games, this completely changed. you literally saw Tomori shift to the right, sorry, to the left, Kjaer in the middle, Calabria on the right. And it was three in the back. Calabria would go up. He wouldn't go up all the way down the line like he used to. If you guys remember, Calabria was always putting in the crosses. He would always go down the line. In the last 5 games, we did not see that from Calabria. The build-up was 3 in the back.
Guys, what about a 4-3-1-2 or something? Starting Tonali, Kessie, and Benacer in the same midfield.
I really
Maybe that
think
could be something exciting.
Safe. I really think we should go back to the 4-3-3 with the players we have now and the rotation we have and the squad players we have. You either play Rebic there or Leao, and now they don't have to do as much work because they have Ben Nasser and Theo covering for that position as well. And on the right flank, you have Kessie and Calabria, and you can play actually Tonali in his position, and don't go even for a 10. You have Brahim Diaz. If you want a 10, you can bring in that Brahim Diaz.
I mean, I always wanted a midfield 3 with Tonali, Kessie, and Ben Nasser. That would be
I think-
very exciting.
Yeah,
Very,
I
very
think so
exciting.
too. I like
if you
that.
give
I like that.
if you give Ben Nasser and Kessie the chance to go forward much more than they do now, I think they can actually level up and score a lot of goals besides the penalties that Kessie scores. Especially if you have Ibra or Giroud setting up the play. I think that formation will work better now without
This is
Hakan.
not true, Ollie. This is not true. What Ollie is saying is not true. Anyway.
To be honest with you,
three-man
I agree with
midfield, we don't have
Ollie
depth.
on this one, Roy.
Do we have the
Guys.
players for three-man midfield?
Say again? 3-man
We
midfield? Yeah. We do.
You play Ben
I mean,
Nasser on the
who's
left.
backup?
That's the thing. Now, who's the backup?
Yeah.
You need to find backup. I think with the Giroud deal, they're also speaking about I don't know. They're speaking about Bakayoko included in the deal. So if you get Bakayoko, and probably you should keep also Meite or get
Bakayoko,
another
Pobeda.
player. But Bakayoko can actually, because Kessie and Nasser are gonna leave. That's the thing. Now it's not even about the injuries. During a certain time they're not gonna be with the team. So it's either you're gonna I don't want them to rely on Krunic. Well, that's the only player left on that midfield, and they have Pogba, who can actually play in that kind of 3 midfield.
Imagine actually keeping Krunic and selling Pobega.
That's the thing. Like
That's
that would be
that's
very
something
worrying.
only Milan does.
And they can get money out of Krunic. Like if you need money, sell Krunic and Castillejo and get your 20 or 25 million, but keep the promise and talent in their team.
Yeah, I don't mind the 4-3-3 or 3 in the midfield, but I mean, I think Pioli is going to go with the 2 guys. Even this, okay, it was 4-4-2 when defending and a 3-4-3 when it was attacking. It was more like a 3-1, being 3 in the back, Tomori, Kjaer, Calabria, 1 which was Benacer. Then there was a line of 5, which was Theo, what the hell was his name? Theo, Brahim, Çalhanoğlu, and another guy. No, 3-1-4-1. It was a 3-1-4-1. That's what it looked like. And it changed just the last 5 games of the season. But I think they're going to keep the 2 in the midfield. So that's what they're going for in the Mercato. But for what I'm seeing right now, what they want to do is have Benacer, Kessie, Bakayoko, and Tonali. That's the 4 players they want to have in that midfield. What do you guys think about that? Those 4 players. Skiller, what do you think?
Okay, I thought the others were going to speak. Yeah, I don't know what to say in terms of the middle. You're talking about the attack, right? When we shifted to attack.
Yeah. No, look, it was definitely 100% three in the back. The thing changed. The thing changed 100%. There's really no debate, no debate in this. And here, Oli said, YouTube has an analysis of our formation from the first half of the season. Yeah, the first half of the season, it was different. It was Teo going up, Calabria going up. That's how Milan has always played. But in the last 5 games of the season, the formation and the strategy completely changed. There's really no debate in this. I mean, it is what it is. Go ahead. Sorry, it's gonna go ahead.
Yeah, so I think as you guys discussed before, in terms of when Theo went up front, Calabria tended to be hanging back a little bit, because in case they were able to switch play to the other side, and of course you need someone covering.
You need a right back or the left back to stay back, because they're the ones who actually do the run in. So that's why one of them has to stay put. But if you play with a 3 midfield, they can actually both jump that position forward, because you have both Kessie and Benacer who can actually cover up the lost spaces. That's my only thought about it. If we get like 2 midfielders next season, I think we should go for it.
Yeah, but with the limited amount of funds that we have, midfield, in my opinion, is not a priority area. We should really focus on the right wing. Right wing, 10, striker.
I think even midfield, because like African Cup, they might even get injured there.
Yeah, true. But with what I see in terms of the funds that we have, it doesn't seem likely that we would have the funds for a good backup.
So we have Pobega who's coming back. I think we should keep him for sure. I think that we should not let go of this player and keep him for that midfield, and he's going to serve his part on the rotation as well. I think he can have a lot of playing time if you use him properly.
Yep, I agree. But it's just a matter of making sure that they have the minutes in the right games. In a few streams before this, I spoke about that we need to have a different team setup, not say setup in terms of formation, but we need to play different players for different competitions. We shouldn't expect the same 11 from Champions League into the Serie A, into the Coppa Italia. That's just insane. No one's going to get the minutes, especially our young players. And if we're playing like Venezia, I think Venezia got promoted up from Serie B. I don't know why we shouldn't rotate almost completely.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Full rotations like that? Well, we'll see. We'll see who they keep. I mean, it's so hard right now to really understand who will stay, who will go. To understand, to know what they're going to do, really.
We should go all in for a guy like Marcel Sabitzer, just because of the work he does offensively and defensively. He can help us a lot. And it's like 20 something million. We don't have that type of money, seriously?
I think now the Isco is a done deal. Like, if we get Isco, we should forget about another player in that position, I think. Because you have now Diaz and Isco and probably Maldini.
Guys, honest question. Answer me honestly. And not 2018, 2017. Does Isco excite you a lot right now?
Yes, a lot.
I don't think we have better options than Isco, so I'm okay with Isco.
Would you take Isco or Sabitzer? Not now, right now, for the benefit of the team in general. Would you take Isco or Sabitzer?
I'll go Sabitzer.
For me, I would go for
Isco.
Because we already have a young promising talent who's Brahim Diaz. I'm betting on him. I think he's gonna do great next season.
I agree with Anwar. We already have that player.
Did you watch him with Spain with the under-21? He plays fantastically with that.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
When he gets proper time and the formation also rotates around him in terms of play, he can add a lot offensively.
Yeah, he was absolutely a beast, 100%. You don't like him, Safe?
No, you just see players that are way past their prime. Real Madrid, he doesn't track back. He doesn't do any assists. He gained a lot of weight. If it was 2018, 2017, I would have, yes, type of superstar we need. But now, like, I think we should look for younger players. He's like 28, 29 now, I think.
But
We should just, this is nostalgia for me. Oh, just for the name, Isco.
no, but
And
like
who knows if he
Inter
gets
got
injured or I would take Sabitzer in a heartbeat.
but like take for example Inter. They got Ericsson who did not start for Tottenham for how many games? And people were saying Ericsson is over, he's not gonna help Inter succeed, but they actually won many points thanks to Ericsson going into that team. So for me, I just want the experience from the guy. I think he's very used to playing UCL. He knows how to deal with these defenders. He faced them so many times in the past. Sabitzer, I don't know what I'm getting from him. I don't know if he's gonna adapt to Serie A at all. Maybe that Diaz is even gonna outplay him. Like you cannot really. Can you really think? Give me like a proper answer that who's gonna end up better by next season, Sabitzer or Brahim Diaz?
Someone plays on
Both sides of the pitch, offensively and defensively. I don't think that's really a great comparison, though, between Diaz and Sabitzer. They're not really like the same type of players.
For me, like
Yeah,
I see this as an opportunity for Isco to redeem himself. The World Cup is coming. He needs playing time. He needs to get fit again. And if he's fit and he has all the technical abilities to do the difference in the big games. I would agree with you on one fact, Safe, is the fact that I see a lot of how do you say that in English, like dish it or like sometimes some bad controls or some bad passes, but he can rotate that game and score a goal, and that's Isco for you. Like I saw that so many times from Isco. Like he plays really bad the whole game, then he gets the winning goal.
That's Isco from 2 or 3 years ago, not the Isco of 2021.
But like that also applies to a lot of players like Sanchez, Ericsson. For me, they were not starting at their teams, but Inter got them, and they actually got fit again, and they started playing really well because you know what you're getting from them if you know how to make them work. I think Isco, if he comes to Milan with this attitude we have in the team and the club, he's gonna work. He's gonna get fitter.
yeah, but Anwar, it's a gamble. Yeah, so Isco is what 29, coming up to
It is a
30.
gamble,
If it doesn't work, you cannot offload him at
but
anything decent.
you're getting him for like 12 million, and the salary is not that expensive as well, and his experience, his
Yeah, but if
Sabitzer
you think about
experience.
it, this is my opinion. The only reason any player would leave Real Madrid is if they get shit on. Now, if Isco leaves Real Madrid, what is the reason? Is he not good
Can you
enough?
say that about Theo?
Well, at that time, he wasn't good enough. They had better players starting.
Exactly. Like for me, Theo was a from a Real Madrid perspective, that was a good deal. The player did not look up to the expectations. He was doing a lot
But
of
he joined at
mistakes.
what, 22? Theo
Yeah,
joined at
but like
22. He's getting someone almost 30.
I mean, yeah. If you're thinking about the age for sure, but I'm thinking about the what he can add to the team. Do you think
No,
that Isco cannot add anything
definitely.
to Milan?
He can add, but if he can't, because this is what I meant by any player that you get, there's a chance that they're just gonna flop, and if they're gonna flop, you're gonna have to offload them somehow. And I don't want Milan to go with Isco in the event, and I'm not saying that he definitely will flop. In the event Isco doesn't work out, the money is burned. You know, no one's gonna take a guy over 30 who's not performing. In the case of
Well,
Sapitzer, he's 27, doesn't work out in probably 2 years. He's 29, will probably have some value.
I mean, Isco, you can always sell him back to Spain. Like Castillejo, they want to buy him from Spain. And a lot of clubs are actually willing to buy Castillejo. and he's not playing well, like because he fits the profile in the Spanish league. So if you want to offload Isco, I think you can still do that for sure, because he won a lot of trophies during his career, and part of these trophies were also thanks to his efforts. Like he did not play a major role, maybe, but still he added a lot to that Real Madrid team. And I think if you're getting him, you're probably ensuring that you have some kind of quality in that role and some kind of competition as well. Because Isco is not, you're not telling him for certain you're gonna play as a starter in Milan. That's the thing. Like you're not coming to play as a starter. You actually need to fight for that role with Brahim Diaz. And they play this. I think Brahim Diaz can learn from Isco. That's.
I mean, I agree with you, Anwar. There, like we already have Brahim Diaz seems to be the guy that is going to be covering my role. But I think here Ollie said something that is correct about Sabitzer. Sabitzer is a hybrid CM cam, might actually be more similar to DePaul or Çalhanoğlu. So it really comes down also to what Pioli wants and how, because Pioli has made it obvious that he wants these kind of players in that role, the hybrid CM cam, and that's not Brahim Diaz, and it's really Isco a little bit more so, but I would definitely go for Isco. If Isco's on the market, man, oh my God, are you guys kidding me? You get this guy fit, you get him to play, a few weeks in a row. The guy is going to be a monster for AC Milan. He's going to be a monster.
The reason I'm saying that, Roy, as well, is because I saw Isco fit, and sometimes I saw him being the best player in that Real Madrid squad.
Oh yeah,
so much creativity, and whenever they had some roadblocks, getting him on the pitch would solve that. I love that kind of player. That's the every first pick for a coach, because he's gonna solve the situation for you. You need that kind of player. I don't think that Hakan was that kind of player in the big games. He was that kind of players with mid clubs and smaller clubs, with no disrespect to these clubs. But yes, Hakan was great for that role. I think Sabitzer can do that, but you cannot promise me that he's going to do that against Juve or Inter. And competition next year is going to be harder than last year.
Yeah, and I also agree with you on that. Big games, Isco is a big game player. I mean, he is a big game player, and we've seen that. And honestly,
it's a done deal. Like all reports from Real Madrid, they said he did not show up to the trainings. They removed his picture and stuff like that. So the guy is leaving for sure. And I think Milan are the only one on the run, and it's great for him because he can regain his position in the starting lineup for the Spanish team.
Yeah, and honestly, this is the most exciting news I've heard if this comes to fruition. Also, during the season, when I was asked, which are the players you would bring to Milan, Isco was my top. It was Isco, Berardi, and Belotti. It was those three. So if Isco comes, I mean, for me, this is great. This is great. It's exactly what I think we need. Every purchase has elements of risk, but if I were to pick one, it would be Isco. He would bring excitement to the club and would sell a lot of shirts. Isco is hella fit right now. Tito says Isco problem isn't lack of form. He played in a real team in a formation that doesn't benefit him. That is true. Zidane likes players who attack and defend. Also, Isco can't do that with lead to his lack of form. Well, okay, anybody that doesn't have form can't do it. But wait, he let himself go in the last two seasons, makes me doubt his professionalism. Play him in his natural position as number 10, and you'll see that Isco, yes, 100%. When we have players like Samu and Krunic and Milan, then getting players like Isco or James is like hitting for jackpot. I mean, that is also, at this point, yeah. I mean, it's true. We have Krunic, we have Castillo, we have these players here. Some, I mean, Isco is like, guys, Isco is a top player. Come on, what are we talking about here? Isco's a top player.
for me, if you get Isco, you're getting at least like 20 goals involvement. If he's fit and playing every game. At least. This is the least I expect from him.
Guys, we get Isco in the middle, Berardi on the right. I mean, that's 30 more goals than that. That's almost 100 goals a season if we are able to score the same amount of goals that we did this season. I mean,
Well,
now
like you
we're
said,
talking.
Roy, it all depends on Milan, on the profile of players they want. I'm sure they would prefer Sabitzer over Isco in terms of a
Yeah,
proper
I think so.
replacement for Hakan.
I think so. I think that too, actually. Objectively speaking, yeah, I agree with you, Saif.
Project-wise, the younger the better. They'll definitely go for that.
Say again?
Project-wise, the younger the better. I'm sure they'll prefer younger players.
Younger, I mean, it makes sense if you want a young player and develop him. It does kind of take away from Brahim Diaz, but I agree that by the way Pioli has put his formation, Sabitzer, it makes more sense than Isco. There's really no denying that.
And we shouldn't be like beside. It's not like he's a scrub. He has experience in the Bundesliga. He played very well. He has experience in the Champions League. I remember he destroyed Tottenham when he played against them. So like he's definitely a game changer. Like either way, we should be happy if we get Sabitzer because he's a class player. You know.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know much of him. I just saw him in this Euros.
Did you watch him play like a full game, 90 minutes or many games?
No.
To be honest, me too. I didn't watch Sabitzer. I only saw like the highlights. So that's the thing. Like, can you judge only like Mistur should be Ballon d'Or now? That's the thing. Like throughout the 90 minutes, what does he actually like give to the team?
I think we will send it. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, I saw him against Italy. I mean, he was all right. Okay, check this out. Let's look at this. Let's look at this analysis. I've seen Isco against Italy, and I've seen Sabitzer against Italy. Isco destroyed Italy. Sabitzer were just there. And Isco was younger when he destroyed Italy. So, there, that's my analysis of the two. But I agree, Saif, that according to what Pioli wants, Sabitzer makes more sense.
And that
Lucas
Isco
said-
was in 2017 or 18 when Isco was the best midfielder in the world basically at that time. So times change.
Yeah, he definitely lost a lot of spots. You said Ari was coming. Ari said he was coming. I don't regulate his schedule. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
So who are now the players linked to that number 10 position, and who's like the closest to Milan? Because like every day there is some new guy.
Now, okay, so I know there was the whole thing about James Rodriguez, right? I think didn't you do a podcast with Lion about
Yeah,
James
but like
Rodriguez?
when we did the podcast, it was saying all the reports were saying it's a close deal, like it's over, like
Right, and the
almost
next day, all these other journalists were saying that it was made up.
Yeah. Like how can so many sources like say the same? For me, this is like just mercato drama, madness going all over the place with Milan again. But I think we should buy number 10 as soon as possible to get him with the training and to start the preseason, because he's gonna be whoever is gonna be in that position, he's gonna be a key player in Milan next season. We're gonna do great thanks to him or bad because of him. So whoever is coming there is gonna have to fill bigger shoes than Hakan. The pressure is on. So I'm just hoping that Maldini can have has already like some sort of solution for that position.
Guys-
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just a question to you guys. In the previous seasons, Hakan was not just number 10; he was doing all the set pieces and all that. Do you think we should bring a number 10 that can also do exactly the same thing, or we should shift some of the responsibility to others? because I don't really see who else has been taking the set pieces. I saw Tonali, I think, took a few.
Ben Nasser is good at them too.
Yeah, but
He
that's
needs to work on them a lot more, but he has some potential there.
I remember Kjaer taking set pieces when Çalhanoğlu was there, and they're pretty disastrous, to be honest.
Tonali can as well.
Ibra, probably. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we definitely lose one who they say was this great set piece taker. But I mean, he didn't really do great with us. Okay, we have some reports here. AC Milan are very interested in signing Isco this summer, but during the initial talks, the player demanded a 9 million salary, which Milan considers too high. Yeah, that's too much.
Okay, Roy, I have a question for the chat. I want everyone to name the player they want in that position and be realistic.
Okay.
And let's see what's everyone thinking about that role and how it should benefit Milan the best.
All right. Yeah. So let us know, chat. Let us know who you want in that number 10 role. Nathan says, have you all seen Leipzig team? They're full of players that were heavily linked or played for us. Silva. They have what our attack was supposed to be. Here's what I think about the cam position in Pioli. Pioli built the 4-3 or 4-2-3-1 system, and Akan was using Akan as a striker, also midfielder, and trust back and defense deep. Yeah, that's why Sabitzer makes sense. Ismor, according to Marca, footage of the training session shows Nacho responding to Pintos, who asked about Isco, stating it has already been fixed, and time this teammate is said to be leaving the club. Guys, if Isborn is not lying here, and the links are with Milan, I'm throwing a party. Drinks on me, guys. Drinks on me. Guys, let us know in the chat who you want as a number 10. Hakan was good defensively and offensively, no matter how much people hate on him. Numbers don't lie. He's the top. He's the top in playmaking and top 5. Mustafa, I 100% agree with you. I think Hakan is an incredible football player. Fantastic football player. I know Saif does not agree with me, but I think so too.
Great, fantastic. Are you being serious right now? So six good months in 4 years is considered fantastic for you?
I
What
agree
the
with
fuck, man?
you on this one.
Yes.
I think it was very average.
For what he was asked to do, yes, I think he was fantastic. Great. I think he is one of the best. One of the best in Europe.
Do you see him with Turkey, Roy?
I mean, Turkey. The whole Turkish team just did not perform for some
No,
reason.
but like
No for him.
he's supposed to be the best player on that team. He didn't look like the best player on that team.
So here we have Nathan says Julian Brandt from Dortmund.
That's a great pick, actually.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he can play on the wings as well. He can fill so many positions. I saw him play so many positions with Dortmund. That's the good part about Dortmund, is that they try their players in so many positions and they get them to actually learn from these positions. And Julian Brandt can be an excellent player. I think a lot of Dortmund players, I have my eyes on them, like the Reina, so many young players, and if we go for any of them, I think it's gonna be a great pick.
Right. Yeah. Nathan says he's fast, skillful, good at attacking and defending. And
He can do set pieces too, and he's good with the left foot.
Did he play against England? Was he in the team?
I think he was the first sub. As a sub, I saw him do great things. Like he would enter the field and actually make that attacking player run, make the runs and give him the ball forward, or even do it himself. He's kind of he plays a little bit like Havertz. That's if you want to compare
He's
it.
25. He's young.
He's 27. What did you guys think of that Damsgaard kid?
I think he's a great player, but now they're gonna ask for a lot of money for. He plays in Bologna, right? think he even
Some
the
some
president,
dollar.
Sampdoria, I think even the president said something about it. Like he's asking now for 30, 40 million. Too much.
Yeah, that's 30 more. And he's a youngster. Just because he's had a good. Yeah.
Well, guys, this is the point. If you get your players into the national teams, you can sell them for big money. It doesn't matter that much if they didn't play that well for the club. So
That's the
it's
thing with Milan. They don't sell them for good money. Like however we sell our players, we always sell them. Like for me, they always sell them less than what they should.
yeah, like everyone keeps saying that Krunic is like a national team player, but I don't think we can sell him for anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Well, you can sell him.
Recover the money. I think you're gonna make a loss of 2 million over Krunic.
You can sell him to like the mid-table teams. They'll get him, for I don't know how much, but they would get him. Okay, so here we have. Okay, give us Sabitzer or Renato Sanchez. Man, Renato Sanchez is excellent. I like this.
Renato Sanchez was world class during that match against I think
Belgium.
against France, Belgium, right? Can't remember
Man.
which.
He was
played
amazing.
so good. And you saw like the impact was so great because the other two Portuguese midfielders, the tall ones, they were playing shit, and he brought him in the second half and he dominated that midfield. Not only that game, but also against Milan. He dominated against Milan in San Siro.
Yeah, he's a beast of a player, man. That's a top player, man. Really good. Really, really good.
And you can get
That's
him
what
for a
the
fair
players, man.
price. Like now he's worth 25, 30. You can even negotiate a better. Yeah, I think.
Nah, I don't
remember,
think
like
so.
Bayern bought him for a lot of money when they bought him from Benfica, and when they sold him not for much. Now he's at Lille, who's also owned by Elliott. So we got Leao. Now we can go for Sanchez. I think he's gonna be a great addition to the midfield. I think he can even start with the level I saw him play with. I would put him on the field.
He would probably take Benasser's spot, I think.
That's the thing. I want that competition because you're gonna push now Benasser. You're gonna push even Kessie is gonna be pushed because if Benasser is playing like the first half from last year, you cannot put him on the bench.
Yeah, Renato Sanchez is definitely going to give all those players headaches because a player like that, you don't want to keep a player like that on the bench, from what we saw, at least in the Euros. Okay, Ollie says Damsgaard made too much of a name for himself. That could be true. It could be hype. Isco, Sabitzer, James in that order for Isborn. For a short term, maybe 2-3 seasons until we're consistent playing in the Champions League, then we go to a bigger target. I like that idea. That's a good idea. Isco in that order.
You know what I'm thinking with Sanchez is that they can, if you play him as a cam, as Hakan used to be, you can actually have even Casey and Benasser rotate with him going forward because he can sit back and defend really good. That's what you're getting from that type of quality. I don't see that in a lot of players.
Yeah, no, yeah, he would definitely give. He would definitely get a spot in the team. And you mean like rotate bench wise? Is that what you mean?
I mean, he's very linked now to Liverpool deal.
He's linked to Liverpool? Oh, very good.
They say
40 million. How much?
30 million pounds.
I mean, it would be a nice one. I don't know. We haven't seen any links between him and AC Milan, at least for now. Omari says Krunic is worth 40 million. I'm sure Skillard agrees with that. Use our Lille connections, poach Sanchez. Okay, so League One teams are all in financial trouble, according to Ollie.
Yeah, that's very true. That's why I told you, like, if you go now to League One, you're getting a lot of cheap players, and they can actually turn out to be the next big thing.
What's this failed TV deal? I haven't read about this. Is it like a big thing?
I mean, PSG is getting most of the money.
Okay.
Even Bain is owned by the same company that owns PSG. That's why they were against the Super League and a lot of things, because they own the TV rights for the Champions League in Europe and the MENA region. Have so much money involved in that. And the funny thing is that they said football is for the poor, and now they bought Hakimi, Donnarumma, Sergio Ramos. They're going for
They didn't
Cristiano
buy
and
them.
Pogba.
They didn't really
And
buy
they-
them. You know.
No, but like they made a lot of commissions to these players to bring them into their clubs. And imagine next season if they still fail to make it to win the Champions League, because if you even get Cristiano Ronaldo and Pogba for like 200 million, man.
But in that case, all they need to do is just sell Mbappe and they'll probably cover back every commission they paid.
Yeah, I mean, if they sell Mbappe and they end up with this team, they're still a very, very, very scary team.
Yeah, but guys, their transfer market so far has been crazy. Huh?
But that's the thing. Like, there's no financial fair play. Now they're gonna spend another 200 million to buy these players. They're playing in League One. They're not making that much bucks, so they're getting all these sponsorship deals because they are owned by the same company who owns the sponsors.
Amazing.
So
That's-
you sponsor yourself. Whatever you need, you just give that to yourself. Like they can even offer a gift. Like they can buy a player as a sponsor deal.
That is literally crazy. What they're doing is literally crazy. Poach, Brandt, or Sanchez and Icone. Icone has kind of been quiet. That name has been kind of quiet lately. Sanchez would be the closest profile to Hakan, but of course better quality. Liverpool would Sanchez or Saul Niguez as replacement for Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum.
Why not? League One had a TV deal in place for 1xx billion, but it wasn't. But it was cancelled or something. They ended up finding a replacement TV deal. I mean, of course, League One has no traction. I mean, aside from PSG, League One has no international traction.
Marseille is coming strong this year. I think they bought a lot of players already. They're going for more players.
Who do you think so far in the market has impressed you the most? I mean, I think it's an easy question. You would say PSG, but even Barcelona is not looking bad. Huh? They've
No
already
team is
signed.
looking great besides like the Arab money owned teams
Mm,
and Chelsea, if you count Abramovich, because he does whatever the Arabs are doing as well. He sponsors himself.
would have been interesting to get Emil Forsberg instead of Hakan years ago. League One has Uber Eats. Come on.
I agree with the on this one. We said that on the last podcast with Laird as well. We talked about Forsberg as being a great sensation of the Euro, and I remember we like at the time we were deciding between the two. So Forsberg now is pretty old, but he still can be a great addition if we can get him. But I don't think he's willing to move to Italy now at that age. He's doing pretty well where he is.
Yeah. Then they also have the Odegaard guy.
Odegaard is Norway.
Oh, he's Norwegian. Eastbourne says Barcelona are the opposite of PSG. They're in real trouble. They still cannot register their new players. They need to reduce the wages from 600. Man, what?
Yeah,
So-
they can even renew Messi now. So
They need to sell their top players.
so they need at least to sell like Griezmann or Dembele because they need big bucks now.
Guys, did you see what happened with Griezmann and Dembele?
No,
What happened?
They they got caught in a. I don't know if it was I don't know how, but they were accused of racism against Asian
Yeah,
people.
I saw that one. So like
And
there was a video going viral.
what did they say exactly?
To be honest, I didn't catch much of it, but like they just mimic some mimics and stuff like that. But I think that, I mean, if you're gonna look at every second of a person's life and judge it based on 1 second, maybe he made a mistake, or I don't think he is racist, to be honest. But people now are so sensitive to everything. Like the smallest thing can be taken out of context and made into a bigger picture.
Yeah, but these players, you know, they're in the eye of the camera all the time, and they have to. They also need to be careful with what the things they say.
They're
They
still
you know,
human, Roy. Like,
huh?
they're still human.
No, I know that. But you know, if you're a celebrity or anything like that, whatever you say is going to put under the microscope. And
Like the video was actually between friends. It was not made for the media or anything. Like someone actually made that public. So you
what
see,
did he
it's
say?
like, let me check it because I didn't much. I didn't actually. I read the article. I didn't pay much attention to it. Try to find the video because I think there was a video and even Griezmann reacted to that.
Yeah, I'm reading the article now. It says that
He said
broke
like,
out.
this is my private life. I'm with my friends. We're making jokes, and this is had been taken out of the context of, like, if I'm being honest with you, like with my friends I can insult them and whatever, but you're not gonna take that and then make it into me being racist towards a community. Like,
Well, it's pretty messed up that someone put out that in public and tried to kind of like you know, damage their image or anything like that. But and I heard that there's something, even Barcelona is thinking of like getting rid of him because of that. I read. What does the article say, Skipper? Or
It says Dembele had to apologize earlier this week after making racist comments in a video circulating social media after a 42-second clip in which he appeared to have made on Snapchat in 2019. It was leaked. It was Dembele during a preseason tour of Japan 2 years ago, so it's not recent, talking to Griezmann as he waited for local technicians to connect a game console to a television room. It says here, Dembele refers to ugly faces as the technicians work and appears to mock the Japanese language before asking, "Are you advanced in your country or not?" So it's an old video.
oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, the only thing I've got to say about that, if you're a player, if you're a soccer player, if you're someone that is constantly
Yeah.
under the
that's
camera,
a bit
like
hard.
just avoid that, you know. Just
I thought like he was speaking to a friend of his or something like that, but if he's speaking to staff, or that's quite disrespectful. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you're
you should
putting
not
yourself.
be speaking to anyone in that level.
Yeah, true. But you know, like right now, I mean, right, always you're going to get caught under the storm of the media and criticism and all of that. Just avoid that. Avoid that. Those kind of dialogues. Have you not seen Griezmann dress as a Harlem Globetrotter, even with blackface? I have not seen that.
I mean, that's clumsy. That's
I know Griezmann said he loves the NBA or something like that. But it was kind of strange to see them both caught in that, you know, kind of storm. You know, just interesting news. La Liga new rules as crazy restricted. Barca and Madrid need to reduce their wages by 300 million and 260 million respectively. Wow.
In the case, it's easy. It's just Messi, right? Once they take him off the wage bill, it's pretty much done.
what is it, 30? He gets 30 million or something.
Yeah, per season or something like that.
That's crazy, man. Dembele gets 12, 15 million, man. Dembele, he's a bench player in France. He gets he doesn't even play regularly in Barcelona.
But Dembele back in Dortmund was a beast. Like when they bought him, they thought they were getting something great because he was doing great things there.
Mm.
But now, like, I think he can still rebound. Like he has the potential to. He has all the he's great with his left foot. He's great with his right foot. Even with dribbling, he can dribble with both feet. And I think the only missing part is his mental.
His speed is crazy, man.
The speed, everything. Like as a winger, you have everything to be great, but you lack the Messi mentality or Ibrahimovic mentality, or even Inzaghi, who does not have any of these skills, but still had a crazy mental.
Right. Honestly, I think if his stipend wasn't so high, like he'd be a super top player in my opinion. But because his wages are so high, and he doesn't perform for a player of those wages, he kind of, I don't know, for some reason I don't even consider it much. If he was making like 6 million, 7 million, I'd say he's a top player. Because he's making 15 million, and that does not make him a top player.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you. Like the salary, he should not be getting that. Also, he's very injury prone. Like he gets injured a lot, so he does not play as much as he should be. So you're putting a lot of money into a player who's not playing the full season, and that's a mistake.
Well, unless he's selling jersey, you got to offset the cost somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like Barca now, they need to, like, it's not even a question about an option, and now you can profit from that because you know their situation, so you're gonna be very sharp with the amount of money you're willing to give them, because they need whatever you're gonna give them.
Okay, now I remember why that came out to me. So Griezmann and Dembele lost sponsors with, I think, FIFA or PES.
Konami.
With Konami.
Japanese company.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like you're not that smart if you're fucking doing that shit, you know? Like you're not smart at all. Like Messi's already off the wage bill. They need to reduce it by that much before they can add Messi's renewed contract back to Barca. Wow. France squad have a history of scandals and troublemakers, the likes of Benzema, Valbuena, Saliba, and now Dembele, Griezmann, and Rabiot Pogba. Parents' argument. Did you guys see that freaking parents' argument? That was hilarious.
Yeah. But to be honest, to be fair to the woman, she is actually pretty fair with her judgment. I think Pogba and Mbappe have been very individual with their play.
Right, yeah.
Like throughout the Euro, I didn't see the Mbappe that I was expecting. I saw Mbappe who's playing for himself more than the team, and same applies for Pogba.
Yeah, Pogba. Yeah, you're right. Pogba is
Pogba's
not.
contribution was quite key in a few games.
Who?
Pogba.
No, for sure. No, I agree with that.
Well, Mbappe, if they had subbed him off, I think it would have made a difference.
Yeah. I think even like he had so many chances where he could have passed the ball and they could have scored or what, but he would go for the goal himself and try to be the star of the game. And that's different from the Mbappe that I know normally. Like the guy I know normally, he would make the pass.
But this Mbappe reminds me of Mbappe against Bayern Munich in the final. The same sort of feeling I got, ineffective.
Yeah. He looks like he's something is happening with him. He's definitely something is just not clicking anymore for him. And I wondered when he started off, he kind of like how Pato, when he started, he was super, nobody could stop him. But then the more they grow, the more people figure you out, the more people study you. You know, you always have to counter your opponent's counter to you. And it seems like Mbappe at this point seems to, honestly, if I'm facing Mbappe, I'm not that worried.
I
It's like
think
if
he
you
should
tell,
be all right. I think he's gonna learn from this Euro because he missed that penalty. It's gonna sting.
yeah, but just in general, like I don't think he scored any goals either, right? Did he score any goals?
No, I don't think he scored in the Euro.
He didn't score any goals.
No,
I don't
that's the
know.
thing. Like when you look at the World Cup, you see a different team player. He was doing everything for the team. Even with PSG this season, I saw him playing for the team. Like he would actually go back and defend. I saw that against Bayern, against Barcelona, and he played for the team. But when he joined this Euro, I think with all the fuss going over him and the deal with Real Madrid and Benzema coming back and whatever, I think he got into his mind, and also the problem with Giroud.
Right. What was that all about?
Like I saw some clips where Giroud is like, when you deal with the kid, the way you would, I don't know, like you walking past a kid, you would just touch his head or stuff like that, pat him on the back or whatever. Giroud was actually doing kind of that. And Mbappe maybe took it a little bit too far and started not passing back to him, and then Giroud started speaking about it in the media. I mean, Giroud, he's supposed to be the big guy, the old one, and he took it to the media. You could have confronted like a 22 years old in the locker room and told him to fucking pass the ball.
Gotcha.
That's
Well,
that one thing I don't like about Giroud is I don't want him to do that in Milan.
right. But the way you're putting it sounds like Mbappe also kind of overreacted.
But Mbappe is a superstar.
Mm.
He's supposed to be France superstar. It's not Giroud. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Konami dropped him, and Rakuten are pissed off. I don't know who Rakuten are. Trying to get that transfer fee down. Eastbourne says, do you mean talk about Samu? Well, look, guys, I don't want to talk about politics on this channel. We're not going to do that. So it was just a thing I saw recently about Griezmann. That was it. The only reason why I'm bringing it up is because Griezmann is a soccer player or a football player. But we're not ever going to be discussing politics on this channel.
I agree with Eastbourne on the fact that he said France squad has a history of scandals and troublemakers. It's like
Yeah.
every time, and this happens every time. I knew they would be disqualified even before the Euro. I actually made my own bet on the Euro. I made Italy win, and a lot of people were giving me shit for that because they were saying, Italy does not have the team to go for it. But yes, I do agree that Italy has the team to actually win it. Thing is, with France, every time they win a tournament, the next tournament is really bad. 1998, they do a crazy tournament and they win it in France against Brazil. 2002, they got knocked out of the stage, the group stage, with Senegal going forward.
Yeah.
And they had that crazy scandal again in the locker room, Anelka, the whole story with the coach and people leaving the training ground. Again, goes back to 2006, crazy tournament. 2010, scandal again.
And you can argue also in 2006, Zidane kind of fucked it up for them.
But still, like that team was not supposed to be even in the final. Like people were not giving that team the proper support and belief. Like people were saying France is too old. Same thing they said about Italy, and they actually dominated Brazil in the semifinal. And for me, I remember that game, the whole 90 minutes. That's how splendid that game for me was to watch, and especially to watch him play that way. at such an old age. So if they went to the final, and it's a comeback for Zidane because he actually retired from international football, and now he's coming back. People are not expecting him to do that great, and he might be winning one last major tournament before he retires. So for me, that in the end, if you take out the issue with Materazzi, I think they had a great tournament.
Yeah,
2010,
absolutely.
they go to South Africa. You have this whole situation with Evra. They don't want to train. They're fighting with the coach.
Oh, right,
Uh,
right. Dominic. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, Dominic is proposing to the reporter, and France is being disqualified. Like the moment they got disqualified from the tournament, he actually proposed to the reporter on live TV. It's such a worst time to do that.
What was the issue there? What was ever?
It was just a fucked up big egos, and he did not have any control over the locker room. Zidane had the control over the locker room in 2006, and that's why it was performing such a big game. And Vieira was not doing any kind of accident. No one is doing any kind of accident because they know they're playing with Zidane. But if you look at this 2010, it looked like a bunch of kids going on a trip and fighting over little things. Like Anelka left before the second game.
Right, Anelka. Yeah,
Players
yeah.
were siding with Anelka against the coach, and they gave him a letter with actual live TV watching the training, and they refused to train and sit on the bus. Like you cannot do that in a World Cup.
Wow, they sabotaged the World Cup. What?
Yeah, and you just played the final against Italy. Same thing here. They do this amazing 2018 World Cup. They have this crazy family going all the way to the final. Everyone screaming Conte name. And now they come up to the Euro. They have the scandal with Griezmann and Dembele. They have the scandal with Giroud and Mbappe fighting over the media. Benzema coming back to the national team. Some people are for it. Some people are against it. He still delivers, but some people call shit him. I mean, it just does not look great. Every time they do great, they do shit. And now I expect them to do great in the next major tournament because they did shit now. Like some teams, you can figure them out. Like even Italy, I know they're gonna do great because whenever they're less expected, they deliver. 2006, they were not expected to even go past the quarterfinals.
Do you want to know something, Anwar, about 2006? I swear to you, I'm not lying. I was 1,000,000,000% sure Italy was going to win that World Cup.
You know, me and my brothers, who actually one of them is a Barcelona fan, one of them is a Real Madrid fan. They always go for Spanish teams and Spanish clubs, but whenever it comes to national tournaments or international tournaments, they're always siding with Italy because they understand that they have that surprise kind of winning the tournament out of nowhere, and they did that with so many World Cups. And whenever they're great, they have legends on the team and so on and whatever, they end up having a bad tournament. Like you remember the South Korea tournament, you remember the 94 tournament, they were the favorites and they still lost to Brazil. And stuff like it always comes back that way. And even like with who's the player they brought back from jail to actually win the World Cup?
Oh, Paolo Rossi.
82,
Paolo
right?
Rossi. Yeah, Paolo Rossi.
You guys
with
got
the betting scandals.
World Cup was full of legends. I watched the entire World Cup last year when we were under lockdown here. It's definitely worth watching again.
Yeah.
The 2006?
Yeah, it's full of legends. Every team had legends.
But they were trashing Italy. I remember they were saying retirement house, everyone is past 32. They cannot compete. Brazil is not whatever.
Even in Italy they were saying that. But to me it was like, they have Buffon, they have Cannavaro, they have Nesta, they have Zambrotta, they have fucking Pirlo, Gattuso. It's like, nobody else had that backline. But I was very wrong about the next World Cup. I thought in 2010 they were going to do really well. Instead, they were absolute garbage. Christian says, thank you for doing this live stream. You guys been missing in action for a while, but I know life happens. True. There will be much more activity in coming in the next weeks?
Rakuten is Indian, by the way.
Rakuten, okay.
If I'm not
Gotcha.
mistaken.
Isn't it Japanese? I thought Rakuten is Japanese.
Japanese or Indian?
England winning the cup. That's done, according to
Japanese.
Dayum. England winning the cup. Well, let's knock on wood and hopefully no. I think all Milan players knew that Italy would win in 2006. Milan fans mean, oh yeah. Yeah, right. I think that's why. As a Milan fan, having Gattuso, Pirlo there, and Nesta is like.
I mean, everyone on that team, like Totti as a sub, or not, I think Del Piero as a sub.
Del Piero as a sub, right?
I mean, Luca Toni, Zambrotta, Grosso, out of nowhere, like nobody, like he did what Spinazzola is doing now.
Yeah.
Nobody was expecting him to do that great, and he actually brought them a World Cup. Like that's the only
That's
season
crazy.
he played great, and thankfully he brought them a World Cup with that play.
That was crazy. Yeah. Even Materazzi out of nowhere, kind of.
Even Materazzi. I remember Nesta got injured like prior to the World Cup.
Yeah, he got injured during the World Cup, and then Materazzi had to come in.
During like the first game, I remember, right?
I think so. I think it was either the first or the second game. Yeah, one of those. I think it was, yeah, and then Materazzi came in from the third game onwards. And then Materazzi got a red card against Australia.
I mean, he scored
Materazzi-
in the final, and he got Zidane to be sent off.
Right.
You cannot do better than that. You can, as Materazzi and what he can bring to the team, that's the best he can give you.
Right.
Scoring a header and getting Zidane to be sent off. And the fact is, Zidane knows Italian players. He knows that they're gonna mess with him, and still he got like trapped.
Yeah, that's crazy. Zidane has the history of losing his temper. And that reminds me of something. Have you guys seen all these reports about Messi actually being a piece of shit on the field?
I know he is like. To be
I
honest,
didn't
like,
know.
beside the player, I think the player is phenomenal. I don't think we're gonna see another Messi. But whenever I saw like these audios from the field speaking back to the referees, or he speaks really bad. Like his attitude is not great.
Yeah, I always thought he was a very respectful, kind of quiet.
You know that
But that-
Arbeloa spoke about this. He said that Messi came and confronted him in the parking lot and started like insulting him in front of his family.
Wow.
And nobody, like people were saying Arbeloa is talking shit. But he said like this is what happened, and I don't respect him as a player.
That's crazy. And even Mourinho said it a few days ago or something. Or something like that. Or who was it? Someone was talking about Madrid. I can't remember. I saw it a few days ago. It just kind of caught me off guard. Didn't expect that. Milan fans, Gattuso and Pirlo, yeah. 2002, that Italian squad was the best, but they got robbed by that referee against Korea. That's shameful. They could have shot. Yes, I agree, but also Vieri missed a goal, an empty goal. If he would have scored that goal, then, you know, Italians also need to chill out on this. Yeah, they're always blaming the referees. Vieri missed a goal right in front of the open net. If he would have scored that goal, would have been different.
But I thought Brazil was too strong in 2002. They were way too good.
What's that?
2002. I thought Brazil was way too good in 2002.
Yeah, Brazil in 2002. All their players were playing in the best teams in Europe, and they were winning the Champions Leagues. That would have been a tough team to beat, the Brazil. And also good for South Korea. You know, Italy had one of Italy's dark horses is South, or I think South Korea. Yeah, I think Italy has never beaten South Korea in an international tournament. 2 times they have faced. It's Japanese. That's why, because it's Japanese. Thoughts on these season? I love the kit. I love the kit. I think it's really cool, and I really dig the second kit. Am I going to buy them? No, I don't think so. What do you guys think of the kits?
This
I haven't
one?
seen the away kit. I like the leak from last year where they put the map, Milan map on the jersey. I don't think they're going ahead with that.
Do you like this season first kit?
I do.
Do you, Hussein?
I'm okay with it. I guess it's more modern compared to the
For
this
me,
classic.
I don't have a great feeling about it, but it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great either. I saw like
What's-
a prototype looking like the Inter jersey from last year. I was gonna be pissed if they did that. Like, don't copy Inter at all.
Which is what?
Like
I'm gonna-
like a zebra kind of kit, rotated to a little bit by 40
Yeah,
degrees.
the zigzag zebra
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad they didn't go with the barcode.
I mean, you cannot really change much of Milan's first kit. You cannot be that creative with it because it's still standard. Like I don't know, like these classic teams like Real Madrid, or they don't really change the first kit much.
Okay, so there was this sample here that was a prototype, and I thought it was incredible. I'm gonna show you, but it doesn't look like this is what they're doing. If this was the second kit, man, I'd buy it. I'd buy it today.
Can you share
I'm
to
gonna-
us?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you a second. But I'm also gonna find the new kit. The prototype they had is maybe one of the coolest kits I've ever seen in my whole life. I'm gonna show that in just a minute. So this kit right here, this was a prototype.
Yeah, this is the one that I was looking forward to.
yeah.
I don't think they're going ahead of this.
But
This
yeah,
one
they're not.
It's great actually.
They're with a blueprint of Milano, the city. But they're not going. They're not going to go with it. It looks like this, exactly same color, same kind of creamish color, but no design. That's what it looks like. The new one, the official one. Yeah, too bad they didn't go for this one. Let me see if they do have a new one here. I think. Okay, yeah.
You'd put Kessie on that kit. He's covering all of Milan.
Let me look at what it is.
If I'm getting a kit next time, maybe I'm getting a Kessie or a Nasser one.
If he signs, yeah.
I think he's signing for sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of confident he's going to sign. Second, okay, away
I felt the same
kits.
way about Giroud, by the way, but it didn't turn out.
Nah, Gigio, Gigio, he looked like he was going out. For me, I had always the feeling he's not gonna stay with Milan.
Yeah, for me, it was my personal feelings. I thought he was going to stay, but I was wrong. I guess I was hoping more so. I was hanging on to my hopes. What do you guys think of okay? So what do you guys think of Donnarumma's Euro so far?
It's great, but he's still shit with his feet.
He made a lot of
Roy
mistakes against.
did not wanna agree with me last time when I said he's not one of the best with his feet. Like, he's by far, like, the way he plays with his feet with a greater team. Like, you saw one of the mistakes that could have cost Italy, like just last game.
Yeah, last game he was awful with his feet. I agree with that.
Oh, I see the
It was
penalty.
re-
That's what matters, right?
But in terms of saves and reflex and positioning and getting the ball and jumping on set pieces, he's one of the best for sure.
Yes, yes, and well, guys, the freaking reflex save he had with what's his name?
Many. I think he had many reflex saves. I think he's one of the honestly, him and All Black, I think are one of the best with the reflexes.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's and now people are starting to talk about him. You know, people are starting to see him. He's made it into a final.
I don't know. You like
Um,
this kid, Gun?
so there it is. That's the second kit now, the official one.
Is it official already? I didn't see it.
For me, this looks like a trading one.
Yeah, I think it is the official kit. It came out on the Gazzetta dello Sport the other day.
Looks too plain. I don't know.
Yeah, I wish it had that design. The design.
I mean, they could have added something to the shoulders, or I don't know, to the back, or try to be more creative with the kid.
No, it's
Yeah.
Puma. Is it Puma's fault? Look at all the national jerseys that Puma sponsors. It's all the same, you know. It's just a matter of the shoulder stripes. It's a different color to match the flag.
The away kits all look the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a meh. I agree. We all agree on that.
Always comment is nice.
Fingers crossed for Louis Vuitton kits. Guys, is the new Inter kit for real? Or is it a joke? Have you seen the new Inter kit?
No.
I'm gonna okay, let me just check if it's for real or a joke.
Do we want to see it?
I mean, it looks like something a pimp would wear. Inter kit.
I'm sure Hakan look good in that.
Oh my God, it is real, guys! It's real. This is real. No, this can't be real. No, this cannot be real. I'm gonna show you. It's freaking like seriously. It looks like a pimp would wear shit. Like going to a club.
Is it actually on sale now?
This cannot be real, guys. Like if this is real, we're going to shit on them all year long.
Oh, it's the mashup, right?
It's the freaking snake leather skin.
Is it the
What?
first kid?
This cannot be real, guys.
This suits Hakan so much.
Right? This is perfect for him. Dude, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, guys.
By far their third kid last season. I mean the yellow and the joke one. Bruh, that looked like a Tom and Jerry kind of roughened up painting.
The
You know
third
which
one?
one? Yeah, I think they played with it. It looks.
Oh yeah. The abstract looking shirt. Kind of all over the place.
It looked like a goalkeeper kit from the 60s or 70s. Like they had so many colors on the on the goalkeepers.
Right. Look, guys, Lucas likes this kid. Man, come on, with a snake skin kid? Like,
You want to be a snake?
yeah, this is perfect for Hakan, 100%. Fourth jersey. Yeah. It looks like this is going to be the kit. That's crazy.
I don't think that's the first kid though.
I mean, I hope not.
Maybe
Neo
there's
20.
another one, man. There's another one.
Yeah, because
Also-
Pirelli dropped them, right? Pirelli's not sponsoring the front.
Ah, so the one I'm looking at has Pirelli on it, and it says 21, 22nd home kit. I'll send you. This one looks kind of nice.
I don't know.
Just sent you on the chat.
Well, guys, we're going to close in 5 minutes. I got to get going in 5 minutes. So please like, share, subscribe. and do all that good stuff. It really helps with the algorithm. And yeah, so the next thing to watch out for is Kessie, I guess. We'll see what happens with Kessie.
We have the schedule for preseason. I know Nice is one of them.
All right. Yeah. We're probably going to do the watch along. We should probably do a watch along for the game. Let's check. What is it?
It's on Sunday. Tomorrow is the Copa America final.
Predictions for that?
I think for once, I think Argentina are gonna win it because I think they're gonna get lucky and win it. That's my feeling.
Be the first time Messi wins a big international competition.
Yeah, they look more compact. Like they defend better at least.
I didn't see any of the games. You checked them?
Yeah, for sure. Brazil looks stronger,
Mm.
but I think like the way Argentina plays, I think they might grab it. They're not playing crazy football and going for 3-0s and whatever. They're being very rational and skeptical with the game and keeping it low. So get a free kick, score one, maybe end the game 2-1, and they win it. And I think they can win it that way.
Aren't you guys a bit disappointed? Lucas Paqueta took them to the final, played number 10.
But
I think
he disqualified Lyon from the Champions League race. I watched him during those games. He was so shit. You know the game against Lille. No, but I saw him like throughout. I watched some of the French league games, like especially at the end because there was that big race for the title. To be honest with you, like on big moments, he would score the goal and give a goal. So does that help really? Like,
Yeah.
no, but as a rotation, not say rotation, but as a backup, maybe on some level, I had
think
hoped
if we kept him and we know that Hakan was gonna leave this way, maybe like we should have bet on Paqueta and sold Hakan. Probably, or I don't know, because I think by the end of it, even Paqueta could give you 10 or 11 assists per season.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that. You know, he's the number 10 of Brazil. You know, it's not like he's nobody. But I guess he's water under the bridge, and it is what it is. I don't have any predictions for Brazil-Argentina because I haven't seen any of the games. I don't know how they're playing. So I'm going to say I'm going to go with Argentina. Sure, why not?
You know how many Copa America finals the Argentina lost since 2000, I think, or 19?
How many?
I think five by now. They didn't win any Copa final, and they're the team who played the most.
Against Brazil primarily, right? I think
they lost. I think 3 against Brazil, 2 against Chile, so 5. Yeah. So I think now it's gonna smile back for them because they have been so unlucky. They lost a World Cup. They lost so many. Like if you're looking at the past 20 years, they have been the Netherlands, like losing every major tournament while having a great team.
Yeah, right.
Chile twice, actually, Oli. Like,
hey, before we go, speaking of Netherlands, were you guys surprised how they got kicked out?
Who? Netherlands?
Yeah, in the Euros.
To be honest, I think the Netherlands, I didn't expect that much from them. I was a bit surprised when I saw their game because I was not expecting them to do so great. So I think sometimes I thought they were outperforming what I initially thought of Netherlands before the tournament. So for them to go out, probably because of that game, yes, they should not have lost that game. It was at their hands. They should have won it.
Right. If Delete wouldn't have, I think if Delete wouldn't have done that mistake,
like they gave away the game in a way.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to look for the schedule of the upcoming games.
Nathan said here, Procesto, Nice, Panathinaikos. There's also talks about a friendly with Real Madrid because they're gonna reopen the Santiago Bernabeu. So we're gonna be the first team to invite there. Probably.
Nice. Respect from Real Madrid. I like that.
Always, like the relationship has been great.
Yep,
Finally,
it's true.
I'm sure Real Madrid want to play us because we're now like back in the same Champions League, right?
They can,
we were
they
just
can
hanging around the
offload,
Europa.
they can do these kind of DS deals. Like they have a lot of potential players who don't actually get to start, and we need them.
I think it
I'd
was.
take whatever we can get from Real Madrid. I'd even take Nacho at this point. Like, to be honest, I think they have good quality players all over the field. Like even the youngsters, if you get Vinicius or Rodrigo, that could be amazing as well. Like whatever you can get from that team, even Modric, Cruz, whatever, it's great. It's an addition because we don't have yet that level throughout the positions of our field.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Vinicius. Vinicius is great. Vinicius
Hey
is
guys, really fast. Just even though we're still early in the transfer market, relatively we're middle, I guess. Champions League predictions before we go.
Go first. Like, where do you think Milan will end? Right?
Yeah.
For me, I think if we outperform ourselves, it's gonna be semifinals because there is a race for that, and like Chelsea made it out of nowhere. So and even Liverpool before that they won the UEFA Europa League. They went on to play one final and then they won the next final. So they played 3 finals throughout 3 years and they built that team in 3 years. So there is hope, but if we don't outperform ourselves, I think if we make it past the group stage is great.
I agree with you. Semifinals. Hasni?
Sorry to tone it down a bit. Quarterfinals. I'm just concerned that when we get when we progress into the competition quite a bit, the focus is going to switch back to Serie A. We're going to
It
take our
depends also on the draw. Like if we end up in a relatively speaking like an easier group, and you end up with a great draw when you get past the group stage, you can actually believe in going there. Like then it's a knockout. It's 2 games. You can do it.
You know what? I'm gonna since Hasni said that, I'm gonna bring it even up a notch. If we make it into the semifinals, we're definitely making it into the finals.
Yeah, like that's what I'm expecting. And you know what? Whenever Milan ends up not Calcio Campionato, they end up like 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. They actually go for the UCL. When we are the Italian holders of the Scudetto, I think we only won it twice, and the 5 others we finished top 4.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, we are in top 4.
The final with Krunic, Samu. It's gonna be mad.
You know what? Like I saw a comment here is like I wish we can. I actually want to face either PSG or City because I know we're building a project. That's where you test it.
Yeah, we need to see where we're at. Actually, you're right. We need to play the best teams.
I don't want to. I'm not scared of it or anything. I don't mind even if we lose, but I just want to see where is this project taking us. If we lose by 5-0, then yeah, you can finish 2nd of Calcio, but you're gonna be dragging out of UCL. That's not a successful story for a project.
Yeah. And what about this? We're in pot 4, so that means that we most likely have a good chance of getting in the group of death. So realistically, we might not even make it outside of the groups.
Yeah, that's what I told you. Like if we make it past the group stage, that's great because it's 5 games, and they're gonna be hard. You have no benefit because you're gonna play your away games in the second part of the 5 game. Like in the end, it's gonna bottle up to how we prepare for this season. I think the mercato is essential in this way.
I do think.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
There's no the away goal rules is scrapped. So
Yeah,
If you
that's
want
the
to,
thing.
if
But
you want
like
to drag it
for
across
us,
the line, just take it to extra
remember,
time.
remember Husni, for us, so many times it worked in our favor.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like so many times over the past times we wanted to do UCL, we actually like the Inter semifinals. We draw the 2 games and we ended up getting to the final. Like for me, it's good and bad because it can either benefit you or work against you. But overall, the way I remember it, I remember Milan benefited from the away goal. And this team, especially with Pioli, they win away. They don't win on like we need to fix the San Siro curse. I'm a bit worried about that.
Yeah. I do. One thing I predict is that a lot of teams will underestimate.
Now,
And
I
that will
hope
be-
they do. That's when we perform the best under Pioli.
Yes.
When
Because
they
they-
prepare. Go ahead. Sorry, Roy.
No. I'll just say real fast because they don't know how well Milan plays really well, and they just don't know. Just like how Italy was in the Euros. Nobody knows. They look at Milan and they're going to think, oh, Milan is shit. They haven't seen Europe in 3 years. Nobody has any idea how well Milan is playing.
That
I can
could
see it
work in
now.
your favor.
They will be
What's that?
They're going to be defending the wall against a free kick. Krunic is going to come up and curl it in. No one's going to be jumping.
Like I don't mind if Krunic does that in the quarterfinals or like if he gets in and then scores a free kick and he does nothing for the rest of the season, I'm perfectly fine with him staying in the club.
Do you remember the Europa League? He also scored the header. I think who crossed it in? Was it Samu?
Yeah, Samu.
Yeah.
Samu actually
What a
played well in the
combo.
Europa League. he was the second best scorer for Milan in the Europa League. That's Castillo.
Wow. Cruz
Alvin
has
was the best scorer in Europa League.
So we can shit on them when they play bad in the league, but when it comes to these Champions League, European tournaments, these are the guys, man. Come on.
But you know why? Because I think European soccer or European football is different from whatever how they play in Italy. Like even the intensity and it's a whole different game. Like I expect Samu Casiejo to probably hold the ball more with the Spanish club, facing a Spanish club, and he would have the physicality to actually turn around and do his dribbles. But in Italy, he gets cut off. Like if he tries to even turn, they're gonna tackle him so bad he's not even gonna stand up. And that's how hard Italian defenders can be. And it's a correct play. It's not even a foul.
Where do you think Samu and Krunic will go? I think Samu will go somewhere mid-table Spain. I think Krunic will be in AC Milan.
I don't think they're gonna sell both of them. One of them is gonna be sold for sure, but not both of them.
Yeah.
If they get only one winger, like instead of Samu, they're gonna keep Samu as well. Because
Maldini already
Samu
spoke well
makers-
about Krunic.
I think even Soundmakers is gonna be dropped back to fit Calabria's role,
Mm,
and I think
Yeah.
we can benefit more from him playing like that.
I agree. Yeah, and Maldini already spoke really well of Krunic. So excuse me. We got to do one more season with Krunic. So
Before he signed on the free to PSG.
before, he'll go he'll take Mbappe's position. When Mbappe leaves PSG, Krunic will go to PSG.
You know what we're doing for Krunic is like we're doing this SOR propaganda of Stalin or whatever. We're sharing a completely different truth. Like, whatever. Let's go with it, guys. Like, it's our truth, so we do whatever we want with it. Krunic is
Right.
our lord. We
Krunic
had
is-
Bonera before. I remember that team with Bonera. I think he was the lord back then.
Right.
The grace
Lucas says,
continues. We still have Bonera on the team, so
yeah. Bonera had a few when he coached the team. He did really well. Yeah,
he's the only coach in history who never lost.
There you go, Bonera legend. The legend continues. Lucas said, you said Ari was coming. Ari did tell me he was coming, but I guess he did not make it. So, Lucas, that is the deal with that. But one more time, I think starting next week onwards, there's going to be a little bit more streams. But then as soon as the season kicks off, it's going to be very busy and all that stuff. And also, I just want to say something. Just my personal thing. I hate the fucking transfer market. I hate talking about the transfer market. Because look at you guys. You guys were talking about James Rodriguez is done deal. Next day, no, it's all media bullshit.
Bro, to be honest, the transfer market of Milan before, it was a blast. Like Galliani had some of these surprises you never expect. Like every season, he would come up with someone new. Besides when Berlusconi was not capable of investing anymore, but when they had the money, they were bringing great quality signings.
No, that is true. When Galliani was very young.
The nice part is that no reports had whatever, like no one was suspecting Galliani on the deals, like the Ibrahimovic or last day Robinho out of nowhere, and we won so many titles because of these mercados.
Yeah. No, for sure. Back then, it was a whole different story. And I think we'll get there. All right, guys. So, yes, we need Louis Vuitton.
That Louis Vuitton kit, that would be nice, man.
Is there a Louis Vuitton kit?
You could wear that to dinners, man.
I would also take Elon Musk as our president, or Bezos.
No, they would keep Krunic.
Did Louis Vuitton have a Milan shirt?
I think he had, like, he even like gave a lot of interviews about his interest in Milan. So probably they're working some. I'm sure there's some kind of deals being discussed at least with big owners to buy over Milan, because the sale does not happen in 1 year. It happens over years, like of discussion and negotiation and value in the company, and going through all these audited reports and so on. And that's kind of my work. So in order for you to actually sell a company, it takes kind of time. So I'm betting that now Elliot has already started talks with some owners, but we still don't have any. That would be so confidential, because even Maldini would not be aware of that.
Yeah, no, for sure. There definitely people are coming forward, discussing. Oh wow, Louis Vuitton does have an interesting AC Milan shirt.
I mean, the holder of the owner of the company spoke about it like openly. He said he has a big interest in the city of Milan. He sees that as a city of fashion. He wants to bring his multinational to take over Milan and bring it back to where it belongs.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense also.
Just check over did you see the Louis Vuitton kit?
Is this it?
No, that's Prada. Just type in Louis Vuitton AC Milan and go to images.
Louis Vuitton, AC Milan. Whoa, this one here?
Yeah, that looks dope.
No, maybe this. Hold on,
this no, not this one. I'll send you right now on the chat.
Oh my God, not this one. Please don't tell me this one. Hold on.
His born is so right. He said Elon Musk would make Krunic travel into space. I think Krunic is gonna make us travel to space. And while Louis Vuitton would make Samu as their official model.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No,
Guys, this one.
No, I sent you another one. Did you open the link from the chat? Oh, sorry. I didn't send you the proper link. 1 second. Here.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. There it is. The Louis Vuitton AC Milan shirt with little designs here.
Marco does not like it. He said, discussing jerseys. These have nothing to do with Milan. What are you talking about? I mean, to each their own taste in jerseys. I do like it, to be honest.
You like it? I don't like it.
I like the design of it. Yeah,
You like the shoulder? I don't like the shoulder thing.
that's
Well,
the
it's
Louis
not gonna
Vuitton
happen,
kind
I think.
of design. They do that.
What's
on a
that?
lot of things.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Who knows? Like the guy spoke about it so many times.
Oh my God! Look at this one here. It could happen. I see Louis Vuitton. Oh no, it's right here. I see Louis Vuitton. Oh
With
my
NBA, I
God!
think.
What
Yeah,
the
they-
hell is that? Look at that one. What in the name?
What is that? I think these are just designs, people.
Okay, this one, right? These two. So these would be the two Louis Vuitton shirts.
But I don't think it's happening, to be honest. I think if
No, not anytime soon.
I think if we're selling, they're gonna sell either to an American, like mega company, or probably an Arab rich person who's gonna spend a lot in Milan.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't see anyone in Italy now, like an Italian, going for it. I don't think there is a billionaire capable of that much money.
I don't even know if there are any big. I mean, of course there are, but I don't even know. Aside from Agnelli.
I mean, the fact is now Americans are getting a lot more interested in football. So, in terms of financially speaking.
Wow. Well, okay, guys. That was great. Thank you so much for joining me, for joining us, everybody. Skillard, Anwar, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. We will be back sometime next week. Probably talk about the final of the Euros. We have some friendlies coming up. I'm sure the transfer market is going to start to pick up now, the real transfer market, because time is cutting short. And yeah, so there you go, guys. Please, everybody, like, share, subscribe. Please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I know some of you guys that are here with us all the time are not subscribed yet. We do have a Tio Hernandez video coming up soon. And Ari will be more present, Lucas, coming up. Ari is Berlusconi of RossonARI TV, so he's a busy man. And there you go, Flamini. He's a billionaire. He can buy the club. Did you see Flamini
Bright
became
White
a
is a billionaire, I think.
Who?
Bright White, the forward for Barcelona and Denmark.
Oh, really? Wow.
I think he has like a 300 million company in the US or something like that.
Damn, nice. All right, guys. Well, having said that, arrivederci, Forza Milan. See you next time. Any closing
Milan.
words?
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.
All right.
Now more than ever, guys.
Now more than ever. Yes, sir. And Forza Krunic. All right.
Krunic.
All right, guys. Later.
See ya.